Spoon 107.5 FM. From the top of Wologisi to the beaches of Maryland, we cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5.
Yes, I. A special one. CEO stand coming with the spoon. And your boy right in the South man. On the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be my spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah. To spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat a pan, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, but you got it. Yes, but you got it.
Spoon TV, spoon spoon entertainment. On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be my spoon, spoon television.
Yes, I. A special one. From the CEO stand coming with the spoon. And your boy right in the South man. On the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be my spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happened in the ministry? Don't just phone. Yeah, don't just phone. Yeah, don't just phone. You from Bonjama, Maryland, don't just phone. Yeah, don't just phone. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, don't just phone. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, don't just phone. Yeah, don't just phone. You want to get a news update, don't just phone. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, but you got it. Yes, but you got it.
Yes, sir. A special one. The CEO stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the south.
To get your information, to the food, to be part of
I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Moravia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you just spoon, you ain't know. The children crying for starvation, just don't spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, don't just spoon. You want to know what is happening more than don't just spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't just spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. If you eat keep on congratulate my brother, don't just spoon. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, don't just spoon. Yeah, don't just spoon. You want to get a news update, don't just spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, but you got it. Yes, but you got it.
Spoon entertainment.
Gua, 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 gua. Gua, 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 go to there. Gua, gua, go to there.
And of course, you're listening to Spoon 107.5 FM. We're also live on Fabric 101.1 FM, Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM, and a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia. Today is Sunday, the 12th day of April 2026, historic April 12th year in Liberia. My name is Diamond Slanger. Anywhere you listening to us from across Liberia, I love to say a warm welcome to you. Those of you watching us from all around the world via our various online platforms, Spoon TV, Super TV, Fabric TV, as well as on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk. We're live on YouTube as well. So if you're a follower of YouTube or you love or do enjoy watching YouTube, then you can follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk. And so a lot to be discussed in Liberia, a lot of conversations, surrounding B Mountain. We see debates from left, right, and center, from current lawmakers, past lawmakers, current policy makers, past government officials, and the rest. And these questions are being asked, how do we negotiate these deals? Who negotiated that deal? When was it reviewed? When was it amended? What was added to the amendment? Who's responsible? What can we do now? What does the contract say when it comes to amendments and the rest? And you can rest assured that those questions will be debated tonight on the program. But if B Mountain has piqued your interest, the 1.6 billion that people counting annually, I just go down it. I just go and go to Iron Oye. B Mountain says they're going to increase their capability, their production capability, from 4 million metric tons to 8 million metric tons. So they're building another processing plant. I just the gold thing hitting your head, people debating, rich Liberia, poor country, rich Cape poor Cape and all that kind of. I just the gold. I ain't hitting here like that. Yesterday, I got the privilege to see the gold being smelted and produced. I saw $3 million worth of gold in one bullion. Big. The man said, this is 3 million. If you are holding 3 million of your country resources in your hand, so you can only touch it. Yeah, that's all you can do. You touch, you see. But we're going to pull it in a safe and we ship it to wherever, we're going to sell it to. And that is the picture of Liberia. When we go to these deals, my people, how do we go to negotiate? Do we go from a very weak position? How can you be the custodian, the owner of the resources, and you go negotiate and say, give me 3% royalty? Yeah, 3% royalty. You pay other taxes and everything. Give me 3% royalty. Look, B Mountain produces their own mineral water. So if there was a Liberian company that's in production of mineral water that's supposed to supply them with mineral water, like one other area. B Mountain brings in their own fuel, lubricants. B Mountain imports all of their provisions, from meat to egg to vegetable to this to that. They import everything. Then the guy proudly told the VP that the company that's carrying out their green energy solar farm, that's a subsidiary of their group. So if you need hotel, they got hotel. So they bring in a hoteling firm and they pay. And if you need solar energy, they bring in their own solar energy company to carry out the installation and the maintenance and everything. And then I asked the CEO a question. I said, look, it's been 10 years, over 10 years. Say I started 2016. So let's take it at that. It's 10 years. How many Liberians are in top management? And he boldly said, when it started, there were no Liberians trained in commercial gold mining. There wasn't a commercial gold mine as it is. So there were no Liberians and at that. But the question is, how many currently in top decision-making positions? What's the staff the number of staff. He said 9,000. That is his figure. 9,000 Liberians are employed. But take a look and step outside of the concession area and look at the affected communities. When you see the villages along the road and things that I play gold coming from like this, you say no. But it's just a tip of the iceberg. Why is it we cannot get it right in this country? Why? Look, since I came back from that place yesterday, my head just hurting. I just angry with everybody. When people tell me say like bro bleeding, I tell you say no, we're not bleeding. We're on life support none. Because we've bled enough. We've bled enough. And we continue to bleed. So the blood that remain like brother, I just smoking and getting blood. You know when you're bleeding profusely and there's no way to stop it and to give you a transfusion, you just let you weak now. How we looking now? Just weak now. Brother. What? Yeah. Look, like brother again, it can hear your ear, it can give you natural migraine. When you just sit and think, like, what's happening? Why is it our other African brothers and sisters are getting it right? And our umpa, we just parallel, like brother and getting it right, like parallel. You know, we just parallel of getting things right. Like when people go to negotiate, do they go to negotiate for the country or they go to negotiate for themselves? They say, oh, get the country 30% royalty and give our own 30% royalty. That is the kind of negotiation that people do in Liberia. They go there for themselves. They don't go there for the country. One top bro will sit with the officials of the company and say, lead our people name and Liberia, just saying the noise, man. Yeah, lead that thing. Just take care of all. We the right people. Take care of all. And we'll take care of the rest. So they empower themselves. Any well-meaning person will go to the table with stronger terms and will enforce the negotiated terms. Do these investors respect our leader? No, they don't. No, lead that thing. They will just give you the courtesy of sitting and providing you with all the charade of what it is, that pseudo respect that what they give you. When you leave, oh man, don't mind that man. Every day your officials in my office, they come back, give them money. Now, once that man can afford to take care of his family all of Liberia, he ain't get time for what happens here. It can help our heat. And we don't want to say our with the future leader. You're eating all our future already. So what do you come in lead now as future leader? What do you come in lead? You're eating all our future. Where do we come in lead? And if people ask a question and I listen keenly for the answer. He said, so when you're finished with the play, even the common man said, can you not even get one speck of go in? Peace, eh? The man laugh. Because that boy is scraping. What kind of country are we? What kind of country are we? Why do we give out our strongest terms, our greatest assets, and we just leave them? What kind of country? When we mortgage it all. Look at the Grand Bazaar Tillings. That deed that brought noise a couple of months back. Over 700+ million worth of tillings. The thing just there, just to pick it or leave it or ship it or to bring company and tilling. The country was settling for less than 10%. Our problem is compound complex. And every time you sit and think about Liberia, you ask yourselves, why are we like this? Everything in Liberia will do it different. The person who said God created 3 types of human beings, white man, black man, and Liberian man, that person was spot on. That person was spot on. That person was spot on. A 3 types of human beings, white man, Black men and Liberian men. Liberian men won't buy la per kilo men. You don't understand Liberian men. They say let payroll. Liberian men will say, you know what? Our population, when thinking what I will grow in the next 20 years, so let add 2 more lanes to the road. Instead of saying let you hit the 4 lane one time. So that in the next 30 years, we don't think about road no more. So man, just try 2 lane here, man. Yeah. We can solve all the country problem. Then in the next 30 years or so to come, we'll go pay people that again to demolish homes from along the way or affected properties and say, oh, let's build bigger roads. We don't think far ahead. So we end up doing the same thing over and over and over. Just look at it. Take a look around. The same place that we've been patching and the place will stay patching. On what beginning, the road that we've been patching and the place that will stay patching. To find a sustainable way to do it that we don't come back to it again. The same engineering will come back every year and patch that same spot. Look at it. Just think about it. Look in your community, the road and they've been facing, saying you a baby, you move, you come back, this and that. At the same place, they stay patching. Every rainy season, they'll come patch that same place. And I brought for you. Then we're yelling up and down. Oh, B Mountain. B Mountain are business people. If you make weak systems, they will penetrate those weak systems. They're looking to spend $20 and make $80 profit. They're looking to spend $20 and make $10 profit. They won't spend $20 and make $80 profit. So if you present them the opportunity, they will take it. You're crying. Oh. We signed a D2001. We'll go revisit that in 2023. Look at the kind of clause we put in the D. And then people say favorable terms. That if any company can in a country, in the same geographical location, and we get them better terms and conditions, we will get you the same better terms and conditions by default. A multi-billion-dollar company that produce their own water. Because what? They won't come buy water from us. The water that they can produce in Liberia is different from their stomach again. You know it? Yeah, when they drink it, they can run their stomach, so they produce their own water. They produce almost their everything. Cement, iron ore. Are you there, my people? Are you? Yeah. See the whole country are shaking now. Oh, our leader who can elect, I didn't want that. The excuse was, oh, we just coming from war, so we need to attract foreign multinational companies to come to the country, so we have to get them better terms. We're negotiating from a weaker position. That was the excuse. When you ask most of the people that are in politics from 2003 up to 2011, that was their excuse. Now, we're just coming from war. We needed to show to the world that Liberia is hoping for investment. So we were going at the table with weaker terms. Companies needed insurances and assurances because they're coming to a conflicted country, a war-torn country, and they needed better protection on their investments. So we were going to the table from a weak position of wanting to empower our people. All right, that excuse, it passed. Currently, we're still negotiating a 3% royalty. Currently, we can be classified post-war country now. We passed that in long time. We have had 2 democratic elections. We had the third one. We should even be putting a tag on ourselves as a developing country. But Liberian people still probably carry the tag that we are a post-war country. So when you tell somebody say we are a post-war country, they treat you as such. Should be saying we are a developing country. The tag then say we can pour ourselves, I can make pour into us here. Then you send John and Paul them to go negotiate for the set. My man, the catering contract killed my wife. Yeah, and the security contract killed my brother. You want security company? Or don't worry, me and my man will put security company together. Nana. Now, most of the security company that came about when concessionaires were coming. So those who were privileged to be in the room And they knew these people wanted security firms and the rest. They formed security company and then quick. And they got a big concession contracts. That's all they after. Empower themselves. Get a 3% royalty, they take 3 themselves. Silent shareholders. So anything that happen, then get time. We'll go to the phone lines now and open the lines. 0777-77-1075, 0101075. And people are asking whether the contract can be revisited. They say 5 years. 5 years. Before you will sit down and any negotiated terms, the company must agree. Our book people then sit on the sun, that kind of thing. Get the company stronger terms to protect them. 5 years. Say anything you want to negotiate now, it written in black and white. Say 5 years. Before you can sit down on the table to talk, and anything you're talking, the company must agree. Before there can be any amendment in black and white. They will discuss the contract tonight. You will see it, the MD there. So we'll get your favorable terms. And then new company that come in the geographical location, which is Cape Mount, that come in to do mining and everything. If you are getting cool terms and conditions, you will get all the same thing. It's there. Our book people then read it. The Ministry of Justice read it. They sit on the sun. Then one can complain today. 077-77-1075, 055-101075. Those are the numbers to call. And let's hear from you. You're here hitting. Yeah, when you sit down from far, you see your hair hitting me. I ran for the dialogue. My hair hitting by in a smelting room. You can see one labyrinth. They put the smelting in the gold. Yeah, to put it together into the bouillon, you know, one single one. You can make labyrinth man there to go be running to police. How much gold they taking? One. You can see. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello.
Good evening, my brother. Hello.
Yeah, your name. Where you calling out from, Chief?
Okay, I'm calling from Graceland, my Barclay area.
Go ahead, Graceland.
Okay, my brother, I live Cape Mount for 1 year, 7 months. Guys are drilling under the ground. Left fire the ground, you can't do. The men just sucking the thing, man. When the men say they're hauling truck, you see more than 200 trucks, brand new one. We just living dying. That's the greatest thing you're talking about. So, Monday shareholder, then nobody knows they ain't paying taxes. Yes, sorry for that, bro, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Yeah, thank you for calling. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you calling from?
Well, I'm Mr. Harry Brooks calling from Toronto.
Go ahead, sir.
You know, this demarcation agreement is very fraudulent. To speak about it. Today, Nigerian people's eyes are open. You can look at 3% and call that in a royalty. You understand me? That person has got to go up to 40. They people been here for already 25 years. They already spend the first 25 years, they have recouped all their investment. Which means all the money they invested in that mountain there, the money they use, they'll not get it back. In that 25 years, you see, so right on. You understand me?
Yeah. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Okay, so
I see my boss man wearing kosu. A kosu there you where you go negotiate deal. Your 3% you wearing kosu with blue neta. Blue neta? Say my man wear kosu, you can know say it not easy. Yeah, then wear your jacket. Yeah, can't talk kosu talk. Sit down here and say, I'm a big hospital, I'm a big deal, I'm a big that. Y'all complain. No, the people ain't live up to 19 a day for the 5 MDA. So take it again, brother. You're doing great. Continue to do more. Yeah. Let's take this next person on the line. Hello? And we're talking about Putu Manti. How would you negotiate that one too? Hello?
Yeah, my name is Jalata Kwan. I call from Israel.
Go ahead.
The one thing is it they see company at one time they say go there.
No, that's Western Cluster. The Edwin Snow won our Western Cluster.
Western Cluster.
Yeah, Western cluster is different from B Mountain. They're all in the Western region, but Western cluster is in the Bombing area, and B Mountain is in Cape Mount.
But you know that people get wicked. I don't even want to talk too much.
Don't talk too much, Bobby. Don't talk too much. We have been talking for too long, and we still seeing the same. Don't talk too much. Don't hear it.
Yeah.
Don't hear it.
You're just started talking. Anyway, thank you for the investigation. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this and that. In all country in the government, even say, you know what, we want to be partners, so it'll be a PPP. Yeah, they give us a partnership share. You still pay taxes and everything, but we have huge shares in the company. We say no, we don't want that. Dada, what's up with you? The way you wear clothes and telling me, I know. Yeah.
We're not from church now, you know. But you know,
you go pray for Liberia.
I don't know whether God said receiving prayer for Liberia. God said receiving our prayers.
But I don't know, because call look at you get cool, you get diamond, you get boxer, you get lithium, you get everything.
Everything the Omen gave us.
You get everything.
We thank God that we're so dumb that we don't want it. The people making, listen, more than what we're talking about. The Liberian people are angry. B. Martin making billions of dollars, billions. And everything I hear people saying, that man said that Joe, yeah. Joseph Barker been there 3 years now, what he doing? Oh yeah, I forgot. He asked the people for plane to take in the loafer.
And for what fee?
And to pay football fee. That's what the people will eat.
For fee, football academy. As a CEO.
But
so what I'm doing.
Liberian people, what actually going on? So forget politics. Are we stupid? Somebody can take billions of dollars, then they ask the person, take it only 3%. Only 3%. That is a royalty. Like from Great Britain, the royal family. That is a royalty. And the line cover on other, but you know what? Yes, sorry, I didn't say hi to you. Something got to happen. The people of Liberia will vote for better Liberia. That was something got to happen. The people are saying we sit there. But anyway, and we're talking. Y'all
in plastic.
I try to eat my picking snack. They call it mini chips. I know I can't use it on the show, but I will eat it one, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm so angry I gotta eat this thing on the show, Damon. I'm so angry. That's the only thing that put my anger. Come on. I'm so angry that I gotta eat the mini chips. I how you call him? My actor, what's the guy name? The guy that can be eating, talking politics. What's his name, Damon?
Oh, Rennie?
Rennie. I gotta Rennie. But to tell you the truth, this is an embarrassment. Someone said I'm standing far from the microphone. Okay, let me adjust it. Is it on now? Am I sounding better?
Yeah, it's better. I like the view where your microphone doesn't show. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Better. So audio is perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do what they say. Maybe a rare though, but I'll do what they say. It's not showing. No, but on a serious note, we got John B.S. David coming on to talk about here and Putu Martin. What the government agree on to. All right. I want to say to all of you guys, Liberia will get better. But it will get better. Either or, Liberia will get better. But before Liberia get better, people will take one person sitting somewhere in their own country eating everything from Liberia. Come on. The man flew in with a plane. He had a discussion. He got in a plane. The plane that the Liberian people paying for, our natural resources paying for. And the man flew out with a plane. And we say now that we say, hello, Chief.
You know, you wearing fan kosu. It makes me to fall in love with wearing a business suit. You know, yeah. Tata, you got Google kosu then. You look very, very speaking. Yeah. Now how they can drag on the go to the negotiation till I negotiate for 3%.
I'm comparing with the 3% royalty people are making. I need a cost of business. Then they have from the free market. Dollar store, I pay $2.99. Yeah, leave it. But I want to say to all of you, man, happy Sunday to you. Today is April 12th. You remember April 12th? Something happened in Liberia on April 12th, right? Yeah, April 12th. Was it the arrest, right? Or it was the overthrow? Which one?
It was the coup d'etat.
Okay, April 12th. Then we yet talk about eating the people's natural resources. Yeah, be careful. I bet you, yeah. We're going to bring in John B. But what was the purpose of Jeremiah going over there?
So, according to the VP, his visit was predicated on the fact that one, there were complaints or there's been rumors that minerals are taken out of the country illegally. Gold that is being mined and smelted by B Mountain, taken out of the country illegally. So he went to see the process. How do they record?
Getting the B gold and taking the last gold I about to take the gold to him, fair.
Yeah, you hold your hand was shaking.
The gold that belong to Labro.
Yeah, the picture, the main to see it, feel it.
Yeah, picture.
Yeah.
Good job. The Labro go there.
Labro go. Yeah, they say your own go see it.
What's the weight for the weight?
This according to the fellow, this is $3 million.
Okay. The gold that we're looking at $3 million.
Yeah, $3 million.
Okay.
That's
so
one.
Wait a minute. That only one though. And what's that about? The VP holding in his hand $3 million gold and a Rolex watch that worth $400,000. You don't see the watch? Zoom in on the watch. Don't zoom in on the watch.
The software can zoom.
Okay, but it will zoom. If you just zoom in on the picture, Elijah, I know you won't do it, but we'll do it. Right? So the VP holding $3 million gold in his hand. Someone keep the picture up. Keep it up, please. The people that live around there, which country in Dama? Let's talk about the country first.
Cape Mount.
The people that live around Cape Mount. How long it take you to get to your village? Are you seeing any $3 million hospital in your village? Just $3 million anyway. Clinic. Where about school? The VP, they put there, he said, see and touch, but don't take. They gave the
the definition of smell notice, but they want to see.
The $3 million go. Jeremiah Kuhn, my brother, my friend, he holding it. Then they take it from him. They say, enough of Liberian people in money for all. If they sell this gold $3 million, they will get Liberia 3%. So 3% of $3 million are how much? You know how much they get Liberia? 30,000. They get Liberia 30,000. Your $3 million go. Amen. They're going to take it, they make him a plane. He took this gold, he carried it. He put it on his private jet. He going to send $130,000 to the Liberian government. Before he got to the Liberian government, then you know what happened. Now, but let's go back in history. John B. is here waiting for you, and you ready now, you got to tell. Let's go back in history, Damon. Who signed this people concession? Which government?
It was signed in 2001. So that's the United Party government. Oh. It was extended
2005, United Party? I thought it came in 2005.
That's what the first MDA, if you look at it, it says 2001.
So United Party government, they didn't sign it now.
Yeah, they didn't sign it. 2001 was the interim.
It got amended, right?
Yeah, it got amended. So the
United Party government, right?
What I see from the document is 2001, and then they acquired a company. They came in and acquired a company that had the MDA.
Aha! Yes. Now where I want you to go.
So they came in and acquired the company that already had an existing MDA.
Why year? Why year?
That was 2005.
Aha! On a Unity Party now.
Yes.
So hold on there, guys. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. Only God can help us. President Bwaka was 12 years vice president when all this thing came in. President Bwaka is the president today. And these people still walking away with billions of the United States. Forget the party that signed it. President Bwaka is responsible today to fix it. He's a president and I'm not saying no more. President Bwaka and Jeremiah Kuhn, the vice president, they are responsible to fix this mess. And it's not only B. Martin. It's not only B. Martin. It's not only B. Martin. It's Golden Varroa. It's the China Union, the Western Cluster. They are Salamita. They put the Martin coming in it. Who can fix Liberia, my people? Who can solve Liberia problem? Look at Liberians standing up, looking at the natural resources and they're scared to touch it. Yo, look at it. We're gonna have a good show today. We got John B.S. David coming on. We're still waiting for him whenever he's ready. We don't have enough time. The next segment we'll be bringing in. We will be bringing in this Zoka Wizard. Zoka Wizard not leaving the youth and sport issue about who will be the LFA president. John B.S. David, we are not seeing you. You gave me thumbs up, but I'm not seeing you. You're not in studio. We hope you can come. I want to see you share the show. Again, if President Bwaka can reform certain sectors in the government, if he cannot reform this thing down, then again, our country is a Western country for 6 years. And I hope we can talk about it. I hope we can listen. Vera Wallace, it's good to see you. You know, I went to a Liberia program yesterday. A lot of Liberians were there. I sent a shout out to all of you guys. Those of you that met me, your photo spoon, thank you. Sam Pupu, it's good to see you. The name is Lucien Cherry. It's good to see you. Seku, as always. Naslebo. Momo Fambula, you know, it's good to see you, Momo. Momo Fambula, yeah.
When you look at this 2001 agreement, the signature with the name of Albert, okay, Albert Chi. Is it the Albert Chi of today?
That the Albert Chi of today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That Albert Chi, he was the Albert Chi, the former pro tem.
Oh, okay.
Only one Albert Chi we got.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. No, but we'll talk more about this tomorrow. Uncle P, I don't know why. So thank you for joining Uncle P, the man from all counties, all country, the man from the 17th universe, the 17th continent. It's good to see you. Arnold Tyler, as always, Emmanuel Charles, as always, Victor Bobs. It's good to see you. Isaac, thank you for joining us. Isaac, Eve, Bangay. Who's the Eve Bangay? That Susan Bangay's sister. That only Eve Bangay though. I think from Australia. But it's good to see you, Susan or Eve Bangay. Good Moses, it's good to see you. Ayo, let's talk about this thing, my fellow Liberian. Let's hear you, Pierre Campbell. Former President Salif did what she could do. Former President George Manawea did what he could do. President Bwaka is in power. He should fix this. I think we'll go to the phone line because I'm saying that John B.S. David or D. Zoga Wilson, they're coming on and going up. I got to wait for somebody to come here or else we'll go into the conversation. It's good to see you. It's right now 8:15 Liberia. Hey, but Damon, 2 hour dog died. Should I talk about it? You guys have bereaved, Damon. Put it in our first. Let's talk about our dogs. Damon, you guys are bereaved.
Maybe that's the reason I wear black.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you get go outside and go eat your biscuit and come back because you're looking at the biscuit tempting you.
Yeah, when I'm fat, this one will cool me down.
So that cherry biscuit can cool you down.
When I'm fat, this one will cool me down. That only the biscuit can cool me down. Now I'm being slack.
Let me see. What do you need?
Mini chips are all.
All right, so now we know when you vest what to buy you.
Yeah. I want to can put me down when I vest. When I vest, I am going to grab this thing because it will cool me down. But can you imagine, bring Jacob Jala when I see John is getting ready. He was calling his political leader. That bring Jacob Jala up. So Jacob Dama and myself will be doing the show. No other sedition coming. Jacob at CDC and CMC, he's 2 for 1. So we're not bringing nobody else again. That man at 2 for 1. So it's okay. Right? And maybe also
CMC delaying because they feel like in 2 for 1. So don't want to get
Jacob, Papa Sonny.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Please don't post my picture today. I beg you away of food.
Oh, Jacob say you picture and you get problem with it?
No, Jacob picture. I put one of the CDC picture of the man begging. I shouldn't post it. The old time picture, the old time CDC picture. But Jacob, before we bring Joe on though, Jacob, something is bad happening in our country. It's like our people are serious for Liberia. Can you imagine that Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn holding $3 million worth of gold? And the people took it from him, and the man put it in a plane. The man took it back to his country.
Yeah.
Liberia gold. That Liberia gold. I want every Liberian to say something about this. That's just the least of everything. They got them stacked up, a pile up. I remember President Obama said these people there, he was closing down and revisit the concession because they have broken all of the promises. No hospital, no clinic, no school, no problem, no environmental, everything. They have broken them all. Check out. Liberia, God bless us. Look at this. Jeremiah felt so good. $3 million worth of gold in your hand. The man took it from him. The man carried it to the country.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that gold was going to be in Liberia?
Yeah.
They said they bring the money in Liberia. We do a lot of stuff in Liberia. They put that taking it. And they got no Liberian on the senior staff. The last say, as per the MDA, they will have Liberian. They got no Liberian on the senior staff. They got some African people from Turkey and everywhere. They say Liberians are not experienced. They lack experience, so they cannot hire them. They are producing their own water, their own cement, their own iron ore, their own steel. They are producing everything. Any way you call it.
Yeah.
They put in drinking water. They got their own private security. And we stay there. Liberia security, they're mining them from the outside. I would talk to Vice President Kuhn. I want to know why he went there. The main reason why he went there. Are they about to call them for that revisit that concession?
A 5 year, you know.
Forget 5 years. The people have broken the promises. You can call them like yesterday. Forget 5 years. Come on. The people put on paper everything they would do, Jacob. They didn't do it. They have not done it. You can call them like yesterday. Right, Jacob? You don't need 5 years.
I was listening before you came on, and I was listening to Damo, he raised that issue. That was a good insight. But of course, this is our resources. We're not restricted by any amount of year to discuss our resources when we feel cheated or we feel the resources are not. An agreement is on paper. Now, yeah, there's sanctity or contract, all of that. But a contract is only as useful as the value that comes from it. It doesn't mean because we have a contract and you.
Sanctity or contract. You're not talking about say that contract, like concession. To tell you the truth, they have not lived up to what is in the contract. If you want to be legal, Damo, that 4 fee they put in the one bill for you. Sport club. Can you imagine? Tabata?
But a 4 fee you asked for now.
Who asked for 4 fee? Is it in the contract?
No, but the 4 fee, the 4 fee was announced during the State of the Nation and all that thing, doing cabinet meeting.
Only thing Joseph Braga asked for 4 fee.
4 fee now.
Stand up. I wanted to make. I don't want to move, but I wanted to make one key point on our attitude as a country towards natural resources. There are certain things that we're not clear on as a country yet in terms of how we.
That's my like eating. You can go and go come back. That basically that says inside. Finish it, you come back.
They may hungry, but you can't expect they better be hungry and enough food to eat.
I'm a CEO. I have to protect his image. Then you go on.
I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking in the back. Jacob, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah. No, the way we have not agreed as a country now. Even and if you look at the way we approach natural resource governance in Liberia, we manage our resources that God has given us. You want to go way back from bone mines to Lamco to Firestone to Mita Steel today to Bee Mountain to Golden Valley, all of our natural resources, China, the way we use it, our approach to them, is so wrong to the extent that we get almost no value for them. On two different locations. One, we don't really maximize value that we get from them when we give out to foreign companies. But even the little money we even also get out of these foreign companies, we mismanage them through the way we expend those resources. So from all sides, that's the kind of thing I don't like. First of all, we get the little money. Yeah.
They say we mismanage it. No. Let's talk about the people that take our money. Let's talk about the people that sign that these people can go and we will beat them. Don't tell us how to use our money. We can beat on our own people when the money is there. We can beat on our own people when we control our own natural resources. The men flew in the country with a private jet straight into Cape Man. After the man met Jeremiah Kuhn, he took that $3 million diamond and put it in the private jet, and he flew. I know diamond I want, but we're talking about the one that we see on picture.
Stay down. I will let you conclude, but then I want to come to where you are right now. The first question we need to begin to ask the people who normally negotiate, our officials, our leaders, who negotiate these big deals, for example, who are those people? If you look at most of the people that make these decisions, some of them have no experience dealing in millions of dollars and negotiating big deals.
I disagree with you. They do have experience. That's going to bring us to the Putu Martin. Who negotiating the Putu Martin now? Let's talk to John B. Deroman. Mama, wait, I beg you, Chief. You said somebody got no experience. We got somebody in front of us today. Who negotiating Putu Martin today?
You don't let me to finish my point. You crash.
But you never finish back. We here to do show. They say finish point. I have to interrupt you, my man. I have to make finish point.
What I'm trying to say is that there are two things. One, the mindset. We carry small minds to these big negotiations. Are the first thing. You carry people who, when you start calling million need, they start going crazy because they just called million T before. So it's a small mindset thing. Two, people are extremely limited. They're thinking about individually what they can get for themselves. That's the point I'm making to you.
And I disagree with you. And I disagree with your point. No matter how you put it, I would disagree with you, Jacob.
All right, let me hear a disagreement.
Jacob, let me ask you a question before we bring John B.S. Davis. It's good to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining us. I'm just kind of mad. And thank God I've got something to cool me off. John, Jacob, welcome to the show. So that negotiation.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome, sir. Let's take, for example, Putu Martin. Who negotiating a Putu Martin today? Jacob, what do you know about the Putu Martin? Who negotiating the Putu Martin concession? Jacob, am I asking you?
You want me to
Of course, the government.
No, that's in the government. Who in the government? Who represent the government to negotiate?
Well, right now, the president appointed the vice president, right?
Okay, and who? Yeah. Who on the committee?
I know the vice president is there.
I can name them for you.
No, John, I beg you, John Westmore. Who on
I heard the announcement for the president with the vice president.
The reason why I'm pushing you, these people are no stupid people. They are educated, they get experience, they know $1 million from $1. That's not the reason why they accept to take 3% royalty. No, that's not the reason why. They just don't have
small-minded. The
they
mindset
just for country. They don't have a small mind. They get small mind for country, but big mind for themselves. These people don't have love for country. If you look at the past, I'm not talking about Jeremiah Kuhn. I'm talking about the past negotiation, the past deals. So let's bring in John B.S. David. And John, welcome to the show. Who negotiates right now on the Putuman? Who are the negotiators?
So the government has a group that is referred to as the IMCC, the Interministerial Concession Committee. On that committee, you have the National Investment Commission. You also have the Mines and Energy Ministry on that committee. You have the Ministry of Finance on that committee. You have the Ministry of Justice on that committee. You have the Ministry of State on that committee. And you also have the Liberia Revenue Authority on that committee. That's the current configuration of the committee.
Okay, so hold on.
I'm sure in the past.
So hold on right there. Don't talk about in the past. We'll just leave it here and move forward. I beg you, John. The IMCC, the whole committee. Who is the director or the commissioner? Whatever position is for NRC, National Investment Commission. What's his name?
You mean the chairman?
The chairman of the
NRC.
Yeah, what's his name?
That's Jeff Libo, right? Honorable Jeff Libo. He's the chairman.
Okay, so you get Jeff Libo, I get all the degree around the world. Double master, triple master, quadruple master. He traveled around the world, he get experience. That's why they sold to Joseph Boakai. He's the chair on that committee. Let's move on to the minister, Lance Mines. Minister of Mines and Energy. No more land. Mines and Energy.
Minister Martinike Timba.
Timba. He been working there before. He served as representative. Yeah. You got to listen though. He have vast experience. He got an education. Let's move on to justice. Who do we have?
Honorable Oswald Tway.
Oswald Tway with his own law firm for hundreds of more years. He been running a law firm. Now he's serving as justice minister. The man did corporate law. He know the in and all of these things. Let's move on to finance.
Honorable Augustine Behe Gafuan.
Gafuan, can you imagine? Served before in the Foreign Service Department, served before as finance minister. Just imagine, I want to bring to your attention, Gafuan was working on another entity out there, right, outside of the country. We're going to find out that group name. He served there before, okay? A raw band project guard and everything. He know all the in and out. He get degree in at the University of Liberia, degree outside of Liberia, all this one. You tell that people say they have no experience and they cuckoo.
It's not just a degree paper.
Stanton, there's a caveat we need to also inject.
Now we will come to you. We got two more left. State, Minister of State, who? Steve Tikwa, right?
Yeah, Steve Tikwa.
He knows about concession.
No, Sam Tikwa, not Steve Tikwa.
Sam, thank you, Sam Tikwa. He knows about concession because you are representing Liberia with Asara Mita. He worked in the office of Joseph Yima Boakai when he was when he was vice president. All those years, he was the chief of staff. He got mad degree and connection around the world. Sam Tikwa. So you're not talking about cuckoo. Let's go to Double Jala, LRA. These are the people that are making decisions when you talk about concession in the country today, especially the Putumati. Vast experience combined. And who heading it? The Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Jeremiah Krankun. And who are they reporting to? The President, Joseph Yima Boakai, has served there for 12 years as Vice President. I will give Jacob the chance and we'll bring you in officially as a guest. Jacob.
Yeah, Stella, I'll try to make this point a little bit sharp on the one. I made a point about mindset, right? I made the point about mindset, not necessarily accumulating degrees. We all have degrees. We went to America, place it early. It's not about degree at this point. I'm talking about the right mentality when it comes to negotiating for our fair share as a country. I mean, let's take a typical example, right? I don't want to be personal, but just to give an example. You see now a group of Liberians, AMR, for example, right? You see the kind of mindset like this. These are a group of Liberians who come together and say, we will found a company, we'll mobilize millions of dollars, under the structure, and we'll come and make a credible bid they enter the natural resource sector that many people think should be exclusively set aside for white and foreigners. That is the kind of big mindset we need as a country. So if you have people like these, right, negotiating on behalf of the country from the executive mansion everywhere, who know that we deserve hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars as a country, not chicken change. That they're not going to settle down on chicken change, 3 billion, 4 million. No. That we say, okay, in fact, these are natural resources that even Liberia as a country, we could develop on our own. So we're now waiting for some foreign people to come from foreign countries to do the bidding for us. We could do that ourselves and raise the stake, raise the standard, so that any foreign player that is coming to participate in this sector will know that the standard here is raised.
Is that me? He's muted, right?
So that is the
somebody is calling his phone.
Nobody calling my phone. I'm on Starlink. The bar in this country is extremely low.
Off a bit.
If we don't raise the standard, then we'll operate in chicken change. So when you get people like John David, you get other Liberians, Sherry Abdallah, other Liberians I may not know, who have the big minds, are able to make big negotiation because they're not afraid to talk billions, right? Then there will be an elevation in our understanding and our mindset. Then we'll get big deals for our natural resources. That's the point I'm making. It's not about how many degrees somebody get. I will even get 10 degrees at Jacob Dell about if my mindset.
Jacob, you just changed
submission.
Jacob, you changed your line. You were going somewhere else, but thank you for coming back. Let's welcome John B.S. David to the show. John, it's good to have you on. I don't know whether it's a coincidence because the vice president went to be Martin. That was a disaster. The trip was important. It was good. It's open the Liberian people are close to that. But the operation of B. Martin in our country as they're exploiting our natural resources. And now we talk about Sherry Abdallah and your company trying to acquire Putu Martin. I think it's the best time to talk about your negotiation here. We're naming the Oslo 12. We're naming Sam Stikwa. We're naming Double Jara. Well, how you call it Gafwan? And you talk about Tingbe. You talk about Jed Blibo. And listen, all of them, are they going to ask for 3%? Let's talk about behind the scene individuals, those guys that are hiding behind the scene and pushing the government to make some decision here. We will call their names, but it's good to have you. Let's get you on. Let's get started.
Thank you, CEO. I think, can you hear me clearly?
You are good, sir. You are very good.
Okay. I think it was the former U.S. President John F. Kennedy who said it right. Never negotiate out of fear nor fear to negotiate. One of his famous statements. Sometimes I get the impression that when we negotiate these concession agreements with the foreign investors, because of our desperation to somehow find jobs for our people or find some form of economic activity going in these areas, especially given the fact that we've destroyed literally everything we had over 14, 15 years civil conflict, we feel very compelled to settle for little. Sometimes I get that impression. It was quite interesting watching Facebook yesterday and understanding the developments at King George, B Mountain, and listening to some of the very interesting questions that the vice president and several of the members of his delegation asked. Just think for a moment, Stanton and Diamond and Jacob. From what we learned yesterday, annual revenues is around about between 1.6, 1.8 billion dollars, right? Imagine what that would do for our economy if that money was being routed into our economy through our central bank by virtue of the fact that that company was in Liberian hands. Just think about it. Think about the strength it was giving to our currency. If $1.8 billion was domesticated here at in commercial banks in Liberia and then lending into the Central Bank of Liberia because the majority equity partnership in that company was Liberian. Just think about it. Think about the multiplier effect it will have all through the economy. Just think for once. So when you hear us, make this advocacy, it's not just about, one group of Liberians replacing another group of foreign investors. It's all the collateral benefits that come to our economy by virtue of the fact that the export proceeds associated with the investment would then be ultimately routed back into your country and domesticated in your commercial banks and your central banks. That's one of the sad consequences of the way we do our investment model. The second one associated with this entire process, right, has to do with the fact that at the end of the day, I think it was the vice president who asked the manager from B Mountain why there was no Liberian in the gold smelting part of the operations. And I'm not sure I was okay with that answer. The most sensitive, hardcore component of your operations, no Liberian. But B Mountain is being in operations for how many years now? I would think that by now, they will have thought about grooming, bringing Liberians through the ranks and making sure that there's some kind of representation across their operations. But for reasons best known to themselves, I felt
Let go into this, John, right? And we'll talk about Putu. And thank God that Damo is here as well. He went there. You won't tell me, Jacob, that Cooper Cry, Labor Minister, didn't know that those guys broke their agreement by not hiring Liberian into those positions as were scrapped in the contract, the NDA. Though you have the inspectors, labor's inspector going over there. Am I correct, Jacob? For all these years, the put in the MDA, right, Damo, that we hire this person for this and that person for that. You won't tell me Cooper Cry didn't know that? Don't tell me about George Manawea. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about this government. You won't tell me Cooper Cry didn't know that when he was setting all those work permits, it was to kick Liberian out of job. Check up. Then we'll bring in Damo, we'll go to John. Check up. He didn't know.
Obviously, they are aware. They are definitely aware. They do visits. They know they have the long list of the people who even get employed are issued work permit by the Ministry of Labor. So they are definitely aware of these things. But it's about mindset now. So no, I would say this thing. And that way, for me, I'm always on the solution side of things, on the show. And that also that because you don't sound opposition or that, but I'm always on the solution side of things. I think it is now time. We are in a new era. Maybe it is an era now. Everybody are opening and becoming awakened to all these things in the internet age and all of that. And Damon did a great job going out there showcasing what's happening with the vice president. I think the president and the country needs to come together, irrespective of politics, everything. The country needs a decision now on how we deal with our natural resources. The country needs that dialogue. All the conferences they're having, that's one conference that needs to happen. The country needs to sit down. Everyone need to sit down in one meeting for 3-4 days. And say, my people.
Would that be quick here? Damn quickly. Let's say I want John Davis to climax on this.
And say, instead of you, and then say, as a country, say, what is the decision? All of us need to decide, what do we do now with our natural resources moving forward, given the lesson we learned from Lamco, from Bong Mines, from now Mittal, from now we're talking about B Mountain. We need a decision and to agree as a country. What do we do? Like Norway, Botswana, all the people did that. We need to decide.
Thank you, man. The people taking until you shut them down. Well, I'm gonna go have summit and meeting as to what we need to do now. We shut them down. They broke.
No,
yes, man. No, check out the team. Confusing me, man. Check out start.
Yeah, okay.
Check out.
Stanton, you can't do that though. You can't just shut them down like that. They have a legitimate agreement in there.
No, but listen, John B.S. Davis. something in that MDA. They have promised the Liberian people we would do X, Y, and Z. If they didn't do it, the government can shut them down and revisit the MDA. We mean you can't shut them down like that. That's a scary message you're carrying around.
I'm not sure it is as straightforward as you think.
No. Forget about how I'm presenting it. John, forget about how I'm presenting it. I presented the raw doorway that you must know follow your terms and conditions to shut them down. But they make promises. They got an MDA that is signed on. They didn't live by it, shut them down. How are you going to shut them down? Shut them down. Follow diplomacy, shut them down. What are you talking about? Let me ask you this question.
Have you seen the latest National Bureau of Concessions report on okay, we're talking about B Mountain now. Have you seen the latest Bureau of Concession report on them? Because that is the statutory agency of government that is charged with the responsibility of primarily assessing all their obligations under the NDA.
Okay, so what did they say?
No, I haven't seen them. I mean, I'm just as we are having a conversation, there's questions popping up in my mind.
That's a question not to pop up. Let's stay on course. Come on. If we have the condition under which we need to shut them down, my message to Mr. President, shut them down. They promised to build hospital, they didn't. To pave the road, they didn't. Good environmental situation, they broke it down. The people are suffering. To hire Liberians, they didn't. Their driver from Turkey, their cook from Turkey, they get everything Liberian people gave them. They turn their back on the very Liberian people, and you telling me, oh, no. Go to Australia, go to Europe before you shut them down. Call King Charles to sign the document before you. Who gave a heck about that? Call Queen Elizabeth. Tell her from the grave before you shut them down. While our people are suffering, you are telling us we must wait after Joseph Boyka before we shut them down? Go for arbitration. No, that's not what we're saying. Is that what you're telling us? Down. If you shut them down right now, who the money can make Baker dance? They will start to dance. Shut them down right now. They will begin to dance. You can't shut them down on the basis of emotions. That's the point I'm making. No, it's not emotion. You have to make sure. No, and now you're not getting them, my friend. It's not emotion. It's not emotion, brother. The president gave orders to shut down Western Cluster. Where were you? Was he emotional at the time he said it? When the people were already exporting our roads, the president said shut them down. The road was there for everyone to see. When the president made that decision.
No. Seek a sustainable resolution of the matter.
So, John, you're making me a friend now. It looks like you're handing the cookies job. So,
no. What I'm
saying, for you to shut them down, and then they will
calm down, CEO, calm down. What I'm saying is,
No, John. Because I say you're handing the cookie jar, you say I'm gonna come down. Are you here to defend?
No, my hand no cookie jar, not part of B Mountain, so my hand with me.
So basket,
let me point out something else that we haven't talked about that I think is also one of the serious shortcomings of that particular MDA. And that is the fact that Liberia has no free carry interest in MNG Gold. So it means that beyond the royalties, which is what I hear 3%, everything else goes to B Mountain MNG Gold. Free carry interest for a precious resource that there is critical because then it gives you equity stake and it helps you also participate in the dividend sharing. So let's say hypothetically, right?
But let's talk about to Martin, man. You hurt my hair. I beg you. Let's talk.
Still on.
It's important.
Mama, but make it on top of Putu Martin. So we need Putu Martin and B Martin on different and talk about.
No, you brought B Martin up.
We don't have enough time. The man put you a message about equity sharing. But we'll get time by those things you're telling us, brother. Go on and tell the first thing about brother, keep that company in the conference room. We are on the street here. Let the Liberian people listen to us, right? And now the difference between you and I, when I go in the conference room, we talk the executive talk. When I also on the show, I talk to the Liberian people. They are exploiting our country. And you say, I'm going to go for arbitration to Australia. They are exploiting our country. Then you say, oh, don't be emotional. I don't know where you are. I don't know how you came to the discussion, but I will say to you, time is not in the Liberian people's favor. When you get a billionaire flying into the country with a jet plane, taking a gold worth $3 million outside and carrying it, every month, this people talking about carrying $13 million worth of gold, and you telling me I've been emotional to fight for my Liberian people and tell the government that you better put up or shut up, and you telling me, say, don't be sentimental? You don't care about the Liberian people, yeah?
I do.
That's a question. What are your hands in the country's God? You need to understand God's exploiting the Liberian people. And that's why I want to save you the opportunity to know my dear brother and friend. Let's talk Putu Martin.
Before we talk Putu Martin, let me have my own say on what you just said. Before we talk Putu Martin. Number one, we are all aware that Liberia has no free carrying interest in B Mountain, and as a result of that, dividends, which will be in the hundreds of millions, if not the billions, we can participate in that. How do we correct that kind of situation going forward? That's number one. Number two, for all of the outrage and concerns that all of us have, no doubt, we need to ensure that the processes that are established on the books, we follow those processes through so that you don't run the risk of suffering, what the lawyers call suffering lashes, when you decide to take this matter to a court of competent jurisdiction. So always have to remind ourselves about that. Number three, especially where you have a MDA that is my understanding for what, 20, 25 years, we must make sure that everything that we are entitled to, despite the fact that it looks very, very small, and I agree with that, everything we are entitled to, we get. If we can't get, then it becomes a basis for renegotiation. But we must follow the processes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I said my own.
And then I'll talk my own the 10 seconds. I beg you stand on a broader level. Now, you see, as a country, and that's where I want to focus, because for me, that's where the broader solution needs to come from. As a country, the current model we're using to manage and get value from our natural resources is as old as the Totman era, the Totman royalty model, the open door policy after the Second World War. You know, when we're opening up, bringing all these foreign companies to exploit or develop our natural resources. So the royalty model is almost like 100 years old or more. So that's why I say, as a country in the new modern era, we need to sit down as a country and make a decision and say, okay, we're leaving the Totman royalty model back. We have the John Deere, they talk about free carry interest. Bring that back and get a whole law and a whole framework so that when the legislature or the IMCC, for example, is deliberating on the mineral asset, on the mining asset, they are guarded by those new policies, by those new regulations, so that people don't guess and make up things as they move along the way. That's what I'm trying to say in essence on this. We have to decide as a country how to get maximum value from our resources, and then the people who put in on those places go negotiate. There has to be people like Stanton, people like John Deere, Abdallah, all Liberia, who are not afraid to discuss billions. So that somebody ain't go there and say, oh man, let's go on 100,000 and their head get big. So that we have people with the mindset to be able to negotiate for us, but we have laws and rules on the book to protect Liberian interest, and we now in Tottenham 100-year royalty model, 3%, all the kind of thing. That's what I want to say.
I think that's an old model, but again, I would say we'll open the line, take 15 calls just to open some people's eyes here. Do you want the government, everything you know, to shut down B Mountain and bring them back on the table? And let's listen to what the people say. All that confrontation you're talking about is unique. The people have broken the law. The law as per the agreement. They have broken it. All of these concession companies, they have broken it. And we're going to be talking about China Union too. China Union fighting simple Douglas now for the port. They say the government getting access to use the port as well. And guess what? Every money they owe, they will not pay. China Union were about to pay. Guess what happened? Represented there. When the Channel USA, you're not supposed to pay. It's part of your MDA. For the formula, then all of them. Because now they are negotiating for Channel U. They're going to destroy the country. That's the same with B. Martin. We are bleeding. No, we are on life support, bleeding paraphernalia. They're giving up blood. We are on life support. What the government can do, my fellow Liberians, let the people take you to court. Don't take them to court. All the Liberian National Police and Army you get there, close them down. Order them or put them on the plane and send them back to the country. Let it take you to court. This is bad for us. I'm speaking to every one of you that listen to us. President Walker must act and act now. These people walking away with $100 and something million. Their chief executive and all his children and family fly into the country. How can we make Liberia great again if Liberia were ever great? We can't lecture and talk about terms and conditions and put words together. The Liberia we need fata. We need people that will come and look at Asala Mita and look at Western Cluster and look at Big Mountain and you say, put up or shut up. You have the agreement, 25 years. What did you do? You broke the law. Therefore, the law got to be the law in the interest of Liberians. Damo, before we talk about Putu Mountain here, Damo, when you were going to that Big Mountain, that Kota Road, that Alpha Road, what kind of road your car was on driving? Damo.
So interestingly, it was my second time going to B Mountain. I visited with President Weah in 2021. That was a couple of years prior to the amendment of their agreement doing his county tour. And at that time, it was a lateral road. You know, it was the mud road. They had crushed rocks on the road. And they had promised President Weah at the time that they were going to have an asphalt pavement from the beginning of the junction all the way into their concession area. So going back there yesterday, I expected to see and experience Kota, as we can call it in Liberia. But you're around Crush Rock, you're around Small Park Kota, then you're around Crush Rock, you know, in its entirety. So I can tell you for sure the road is not paved. It's just in between small portions thereabout. You don't want to see the villages going into the concession area. You know, you'll be shocked that this is where we have over $1.6 billion worth of gold. And that's just the gold. We're not talking about the iron ore.
No.
Now the gold.
All the diamonds are coming with the gold. You're not talking about it.
Any other thing that they found.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. And I've been reading through the concession agreement, the amended version, and Jacob mentioned the fact that we're still using the Totman era, you know, royalty model. But then it beats my imagination that lawmakers and policy makers will still sit and think that we are still in 1970 or in the 60s or in the 50s as compared to the kind of serious economic, you know, problems that we face within this country when it comes to collecting money and raising revenue, and we'll go negotiate for 3%. So then we get in 2023 and say, anything I would do to you.
Because we already brought in John B.S. David to talk about Putu Mountain. Did you see any school?
Leading into the concession area, there was one school I saw in a town, you know, but I cannot ascertain. That's why we're making a return trip.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes, we're making a return trip.
Hospital and a referral hospital
to the people in the immediate
and a referral hospital.
What I'm told again, and we have to verify, is that even if you get small in court, they can send you to Moravia to JFK.
Yeah. You know,
that's what I'm told.
And thank God you guys are
that will go back there.
And thank God you guys are going back there. You see, I hate when people come here and tell us about the new Liberia today. Every Liberian should understand we got to make Liberia great and better. B Mountain lie. They should shut them down. I'm gonna take 15 calls real quick before John B.S. even talk to us about Putu. I know you got all your stuff ready. Damo, please open the line. 15 calls real quick.
All right,
The
so
recommendation, say that?
no, you were saying something prior.
No. I'm saying the recommendation here, shut them down, let them come on the table. There will be no reason why we think that we should place, the people, that international company, we got to go to the people committee. No.
So CEO, I got one question for you with the whole shut them down.
Yeah.
We saw all of the violations from 2001, 2005, and we amended the agreement and gave them an extension for another 25 years in 2023, thereby stating that whatever that you didn't do before, we didn't get problem with it. Let's move forward now, and we rewarded you another 25 years. So, what is going to be the reliance now to come and shut them down? That's what I want to know.
Question. Good question, Dama. President Walker promised the Liberian people to revisit all these concessions. 2023, who renegotiated with them? Which government? George Manawea.
Mm-hmm.
We came on this show, we spoke against it, that George Manawea was in error to give these people another 25 years. Some of us spoke against the Asylum Mita deal for 200 million, they gave them 25 years. While our people still live in fish debt. So it's on to President Walker now to fix it, to make it right. That if they break the law, they should pay the price. Western Cluster, the same thing. Hummingbird, the same thing. China Yuan, the same thing. I'm not talking about the lawmakers because they are useless, Damo. Those lawmakers
just a quick point.
They are useless. Let Joseph Walker step in and fix it.
So the housing there are all prefab housing.
But you're making the thing worse, though. We still trying to let somebody.
I'm trying to tell you now. That all the housing facilities are prefab. While they can face already like continuing and then.
Yeah, but like the people living in Asylum Mita.
The day you leaving, that mean the community can benefit from no housing project or anything because all that thing you can either live or carry or a sport. All the housing are prefab.
15 call real quick, and I listen to what the people say. It will give John B.S. David the time to talk about Putu Martin because it's only important. Your name, Doctor. What's your name? Where are you joining us from?
Okay, my name is Calabo Gondo. I'm calling from the state of Pennsylvania.
Calabo, talk to us, please.
Yes, I'm going to say this quickly to you. The CDC and the United Party government, these two parties government lack any policy how to fix the country. For the past more than 20 years, they've given all of our mineral.
Should Joseph Walker shut them down and bring them on the table?
No, but someone just in a few minutes.
My man, we asking question and you went back again. Answer the question.
It's true. That's what he did. Because you campaign against the Martin agreement. You campaign against AML agreement. But Walker still signed anyway.
Walker signed what? The Martin? Exactly. You're right. So my question to you now, we don't waste the people's time, my man. What can Walker do today now? Shut the B Martin down, bring them back on the table?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, good afternoon, how are you doing?
Quickly, talk to us.
My name is Julius. I'm calling from Minnesota, okay? I'm calling on behalf of the people. I think the people of Grand Cayman come together as one and shut the company down because the resources belong to the countries. Because there is no development for the countries. Only the law.
Thank you. He answered, you said shut them down. We're going to go quickly because again, the phone going crazy, yeah. Your name and where you joining us from?
Chief, you muted.
Sam, talk to us. I'm sorry. Sam, talk to us.
Yeah. Senator, I think it would be prudent enough that the government shut all those companies down and review those concession agreements. That will be the hard special committee to review all concessions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me take this one. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, your name. Where you joining us from?
Yeah, I want to ask what the Joseph Butler see at Casella Beta.
Okay, my man. Your phone giving problem. Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is from Osimas.
Yeah, talk to us.
All right, so Senator, it baffles me to hear that Liberian government has also some responsibility, running away from our own responsibility. B Mountain is not a road construction company. B Mountain is into mining, diamond mining. Medasty is not into building schools and road construction and hospital construction. That's not what they do. They are into iron ore mining. What is wrong with Liberian government collecting royalty and taxes and fees from these people to build their own infrastructure?
What you want the government to do right now concerning B Mountain?
Shut them down.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And not only that.
Hello. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Ime. I'm calling from Iowa.
Talk to us, Ime.
If the people sign the agreement with the government and then now they're not doing what they signed the agreement for, then the government shut it down and go back on the table. The people need development.
Thank you very much.
50%.
Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from? Go ahead, your name.
My name is Maurice Masakoi, calling from Belgium.
Maurice.
CEO, let them shut our whole company down. First of all, Liberia, our problem is ourselves.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
Pauline from North Carolina. Stanton, this is the thing. In 1997, 98, Tri-State did the same. Out of Liberia in 72 hours. The government needs to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pauline. Your name and where you joining us from?
Speaking great, and I do join from Minnesota.
Now talk to us, Greg.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that the government should shut down the company. The government will not shut down the company because the company are invested in the campaign that produce of wagon power. That agreement is between workers, Jeremiah, and the company. So no matter what I do today, the country can protest from now to judgment day. That company will never shut down. Watch and believe me, trust me.
Thank you. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Lecolia Doga. I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona.
Lecolia, talk to us.
Under Liberian labor law, when you are found stealing in workplace, you are supposed to be dismissed. Since the beer mountain was found stealing, fire them immediately, because this is the law.
Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from? Good day, Damo, get far move. Your name and where you joining us from?
This is James calling from North Dakota.
Talk to us.
Yes, I just want to say this, right? We all appreciate you for what you do, and I appreciate all the panelists or whatever. But to be honest, I want to tell you, these lawmakers passing foreign government, they pawned their country long time ago. Not to account for all the things. Their country have been pawned already. When you look at all the concession agreement, you know the country have been pawned. So not to account for all it, don't hear it.
Thank you thank you very much for calling Spoon tonight. I want to say to all of you, it's beautiful having you. We're going to take 5 more calls and then we'll go back to John B.S. David. Your name and where you joining us from? Yes, your name and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, thank you. What the Joseph Butler senior celebrator who sat 25 years contract, and then you want him to close down the B Mountain. When you will run B Mountain please for your Paris, the helicopter to go to Gapolu. Now you want him to close down the company. What does he see as a celebrator to extend it 25 years? Can you explain that to us, please? Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from?
From India.
Talk to us, India. You join us from India. Talk to us.
My dear brother, Mr. Waterspoon, it's just that this old man, our president from Liberia, is taking unnecessary blame. Because people in the government getting misleading information. The chief of officer who was asked about that before. When the minister from Lansing Mine, they are Lansing Mine now, we were asked about that before. They are getting something from these people and getting the misleading information. And he is taking the blame because he can't do. So when he said that, they blame
wrong information to him. So the people pay the taxes, they agree to the taxes, they come to the agreement. You can just shut it down like that. You do it, then the government is wrong. So
yeah, but is that ever they paying the taxes? What they promise to do, they are not doing it. You can shut them down because of those reasons. It's not about taxes. What they promise in the NDA to do, they are not doing it. It's very important for Liberians to know that. They promise a lot of stuff, and they are not doing it. It's good to shut them down. When they come back on the table, then they can renegotiate, and then we can talk it. First of all, shut it down. Put slap in the ear. Tell them from there. Tell them how we do it. But let me go back to John B.S. Derek John. Let's stop talking about Putu Mountain. The reason why you are here today, my friend. Sorry, it's a coincidence that you're here in your bottle with the whole B Mountain show. We'll talk more about B Mountain tomorrow. But John, welcome to the show again. And let's talk about Putu Mountain. I see Zoga in the back. We'll be bringing him on shortly to talk about Minister of Youth and Sport and other issues. But John, where are we with this concession with AMR, your company, and the Putu Mountain deal?
Thank you, CEO. So I know we've been talking about Putu quite a bit, but I just want to backtrack a little. So Putu Mountain, for people who probably don't have a great idea of what this is, it's a geographical position in terms of Liberia. It's located in Grand Jide County, and it is part of the Jide Montreal Mountain Range in Grand Jide County, with a distance from the seacoast of anywhere between, depending on what side of the range you are, between 140 to almost 200 kilometers from the seacoast. Now, this particular asset is in the hands of a company called Severstal that the government of Liberia signed a mineral development agreement with more than 15 years ago. And this asset has been largely dormant because of circumstances beyond the control of this entity.
Because as a result of that, you all want to be too political. The sanctions say what's time, they can't operate in Liberia. Those are the main reasons. Just say it. You want to explain the story, good.
You want to watch my mouth or you want me to explain myself?
They sanction them, then the message circumstances beyond their control. But anyway, I hear you, my friend.
Okay. So, but the long and short is that they have not been able to effectively operationalize this particular asset, get jobs going in the southeast, get revenues out of Putu, and as a result, for Putu to be an enabler of the Liberian economy. So they agreed with the government of Liberia that they will give out the mountain. Now, the agreement and arrangements that they have with the government of Liberia is that the government of Liberia can identify another suitable investor, and they will be more than happy to look at that investor and then enter into a negotiation with that investor. As a result of that, the government of Liberia last year commissioned a process where 8 people bidded to be the investor to be introduced to Severstal. That process, after the initial round, was reduced to 3. And amongst the 3 was AMR. And of course, Planet One among the 3. At the conclusion of that process, AMR was adjudged as being the most responsive bidder and introduced to Severstal. In October of 2025, AMR received a notice of award. In December of 2025, a memorandum of agreement was signed with the government of Liberia by AMR, thereby paving the way for negotiations and discussions to go on. That process started. A non-binding offer was exchanged with Severstal through AMR's lawyers and investment advisors that were charged with the responsibility of engaging with Severstal. They did that. There was exchange of draft after due diligence, and a sales and purchase agreement is where we are in terms of concluding this process. So in terms of the various activities with, of course, the full support of the Inter-Ministerial Concession Committee of the Government of Liberia, Severstal has been engaged with the representatives of AMRO, and we are largely confident that we are getting somewhere. Further to that, the focus now for AMRO is making sure that the financial partners, the technical partners, are all in one lockstep in order to make sure that the financing model that we want to deploy in Putu, and I will talk a little bit about it, it's called the share value partnership model. The share value partnership model emphasizes a whole host of things. Is different from the royalty model. The royalty model focuses only on royalty, and at the end of the day, that's it, right? The share value partnership model that AMRO is hoping to kick off with Putu will be significantly different from what we've seen with a number of other concessions. So, for example, I talk about free carry interest with regards to B Mountain, which I don't think is evident in the MDA. The MDA with AMRO will have that free carry interest. AMRO has committed to do that. The second aspect of our share value partnership model is that there's going to be direct downward beneficiation, or what we call benefits going to the local communities. And those benefits to local communities are not just going to be in the context of what is paid to the various counties in the context of county development funds, but direct benefits to local communities that surround that particular asset. And why is this important? This is important because through that share value partnership model, we can very well affirm and make very clear that the communities will see themselves in the total development of Putu. Local business incubation, for example, which is something again that you really don't see a lot in these MDAs. What they tend to do is they bring a lot of foreigners for basic responsibilities and jobs. Local business incubation helps to address that because we will work with the local businesses in those areas, as well as local Liberian businesses that are interested in also moving to those areas. We will work with them through hand-holding startup means to ensure that they are able to provide the services that AMRO requires in order to effectively serve the communities and ensure that there's Liberian participation all straight through this process. Now, I know that some of the things I'm talking may be a little bit, sound utopian.
Can we ask you a question? Because I know you. Yeah, it will help Chico and myself. For me, I just kind of, I don't like to go into deep with all your technical jobs here and there. Where are you? Are you going to get this concession, AMR?
We absolutely are confident that we'll get it. We have absolutely no reason to doubt why we will not get it. And that's what we're working on.
So this concession requires that Silver Star cannot receive money as per the share in the concession because they are under sanction by the United States. So if you're giving them money, you must put it in the escrow where it is all clear. Can you explain that whole zigzag around that term for us?
So because Silver Star is a Russian-based company and they are under sanctions, you cannot pay them in terms of US dollars, or you cannot, let me put it this way, you cannot pay them through the formal banking system. And because we are a licensed and regulated company, we enter into a conversation with Silver Star, but also we enter into a conversation with the US authorities. To pay Silver Star, you need what is referred to as an OFAC dispensation or waiver, which is the Office of Foreign Asset Control of the US Department of Treasury.
You need clearance for OFAC. Simple, right?
Yes, exactly. So we've applied formally to OFAC. We applied through the State Department, applied to OFAC. We've received a transaction case reference code. OFAC has responded to us for preliminary information. We've provided all of the preliminary information to OFAC. We have full scope in the OFAC process, and we are now waiting for the OFAC clearance. But as you are waiting for the OFAC clearance, what you cannot do in this case is to make the payment without that clearance, but you can start the conversation around that.
Let me hold you right there. As a matter of fact, who behind you? Is that you in that photo behind you there? Is that you?
That's my darling wife.
That your wife? Okay, so you married. Okay, let's just establish that you married. Okay, so okay, let me just take that out of the way. You married. So
and been married for 28 years.
Correct.
That's what you do.
Okay, and hope that you don't get no girlfriend, but that's fine. But let's come back on the table, right? Can anybody else, John? Can anyone else give Silver Star money or give the Liberian people, this committee, any amount of money that Silver Star can accept without going through OFAC?
You will be taking a huge risk, the truth being told.
But can it happen? Forget it.
And the reason
can it happen?
Well, I mean, you can't stop people from doing that, but you run a huge risk because if you deal with a sanctioned entity without getting clearance in terms of the actual payment, not in terms of negotiation, but in terms of the actual clearance, right? If you do that, you just could very well be sanctioned too. This is why before even engaging with Silver Star, we make sure we notify the U.S. authorities.
Yeah, but let's take it small because I know Jacob knows where I'm going on, and we thank God that answer John. The Liberian government owned the Martin. Silver Star came and got a concession. Silver Star cannot operate that Martin for the only sole reason that they are a Russian company and they are under sanction by the United States government. Can Liberian government get in trouble if they are not careful with this new transaction dealing with OFAC and buying OFAC out? I mean, and buying Silver Star out. Can they get in trouble with the United States government?
They will have to go. Yes, they could get in trouble. That's a long and short of the answer. But even if the Liberian government choose to do it themselves, they will have to make sure that it is done with the full approval of the U.S. government.
Okay. So the company plan. So my last question will bring Jacob in. The company Planet One. If you know anything, can you tell us how are they dealing with Silver Star? In what terms and conditions are they giving Silver Star money, buying them out? Are they going back to OFAC to get another clearance letter? I mean, can you know anything? Because it's kind of confusing. Only you telling us.
I don't.
Planet One is not talking. Can you help us?
I don't know anything about dealings between Planet One and Silver Star, so I'm not going to even speculate with regards to that. All right. But one thing I can say for the record is that the OFAC process, to the best of my knowledge, is not a concomitant process. It's a sequential process. So what that means is that OFAC, the OFAC authority will have to conclude with us first before, I could be wrong on this one, but they may have to conclude with us first before even, talking to Planet One. So whatever the situation is.
Can Planet One do this without OFAC, without the American? I hate to say OFAC, without the American giving them clearance. Can Planet One do this?
I will not advise that, and I will not speculate anywhere near that, because as a former banker myself, I know what the consequences are for dealing with sanctioned entities without American government clearance.
So listen, I beg you, Jacob, bear with me. And let me squeeze. The company from Dubai or India, they got no restriction from America. Can they do this because they're from foreign country? And who's going to get in trouble yet? That company or the Liberian government?
Whoever is the one that is effecting the transaction is the one that is going to be in the limelight for investigation. Government Liberia, they want to make sure that they change your control change from one entity to another. They ain't got any fish to fry in that, because the concession is already in the hands of. It's not in the hands of the government Liberia. It's in the hands of Silver Star.
Yeah, check up. Let's hear you.
Sure. Thank you. So I was taking note here what these discussions were on. So I wanted to know now, Claire, to be very clear, John, you can share that for the purpose of the public interest. Where are you now? Where is AMR as we speak today in this negotiation? Where are you now? Right now. What stage of this process is AMR as we speak?
I think we are very close, right? In terms of concluding this arrangement, I think we're very close. When I spoke to our group MD yesterday, I think he sounded very confident in terms of reaching an agreement, because the meeting is to reach an agreement up to the signing of the sales and purchase agreement, and the nuances around it has to do with making sure that we don't act in breach of this offer process. That is the major thing that's holding the process. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, the offer process is fully and well embedded into it, but at least we'll have an understanding in terms of what the numbers are before we conclude.
Yeah, because and I was going to ask a follow-up question, because that was the rationale behind my question. Has there been, have you concluded now, with Silver Star about the amount that needed to be paid? The last time we discussed, a few amounts were banded around. It seems that you probably may not have landed on an amount there. Is that clear now in terms of negotiating with Silver Star? Are they forthcoming now? Are they back on the table? Are you close to agreeing on an amount?
I think we're almost there.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused, and I'll say before you come in. I
wanted to add one last question before you come quickly. You talk about we talk about that the vice president is the head of a committee that the president set up to resolve this matter. So I wanted to find out whether AMR has ever been called to any meeting with this committee headed by the vice president.
Yes, we have on 2 occasions.
Okay.
John, there was a meeting held last week, and I believe the government is in a position to present this committee is in a position to present their recommendation to the president of the Republic of Liberia as to which company they think will serve in the best interest of Liberia in obtaining the Putu Mountain. You got Planet One and you got the AMR. Again, I asked you like I did the other day. What the last time you spoke to this committee, any members of this committee?
I have not spoken to any of the members of the committee for the last 2 weeks, because even before the meeting last week, we met them the week before.
So you are talking about Sherry Abdullah have not spoken to any member of the committee?
I mean, in terms of meeting with the committee, no, I'm not aware of it.
Are you not concerned?
There may be informal conversations between members of the committee and him. That is possible, but in terms of a formal notified invitation to a meeting like what transpired last week, I'm not aware of us being invited to that meeting.
If you are not given this concession and the concession goes to Planet One, will you sue the government of Liberia for giving you the award notification and then taking it away from you?
Well, I can't say yes or no, whether we will sue or will not sue. I won't
speculate with
regards to that. That question is well above my pay grade in terms of
will you have legal reason to sue? Is there any legal reason there to sue?
In terms of the legal reason to sue, there is legal reason to sue. I can tell you that. However, that decision doesn't rest with me.
Yeah, what is it? What would be the legal reason?
So the memorandum of agreement signed between the government of Liberia and AMR in December of 2025, the last time I read it, clearly indicates that AMR and the government cannot talk to any other person for 3 years. It's in the agreement. We have a 3 years window.
Is that the October agreement you are talking? Is that the October-November agreement you are talking about, right?
The December memorandum of agreement I'm talking about. All right. So now, if you are talking to someone else
expired December, right? Just last year.
December, yeah. So if you are talking to anyone else beyond, I mean, within the framework of that agreement, obviously, you're violating. I mean, that's the.
Are you talking directly to Silver Star?
AMR representatives are talking to Silver Star. That's correct.
Recently.
Yeah.
Are they okay with
how are we going to conclude the process if we don't talk to them? We have to talk to them. Our representatives now.
Are they okay with your negotiation?
I believe so.
Are they complaining to the government as per some of the document that we put out the other day? They were complaining that they don't want to do business with you. How you consider that?
I'm not aware of any
latest complaint.
Yeah, I saw what you put on the other day. I saw that, including the interesting letter that refers to April discussions with Planet One. I saw all of that thanks to the Spoon Network. What I'm saying is I am not aware of any complaints to the government lately. I'm not aware of that.
Actually, let's bring it in, guys. Listen, John, I want to hang out. Damo, can you come on? I really want to hang out, yeah, but apparently I gotta go pick my grandson up. Yeah, I have to. And
you want to go talk to Planet One representative? Which one?
No, I gotta go pick my grandson up.
I put in Alex.
If I get asked to talk to Planet One representative, well, who's the representative? Let me reach out to them. I really want to talk to them, by the way. Who's the representative? Is that Walter McCarthy? Is that him?
Not what I heard.
Okay, but then I will reach out to Walter and ask him if he can come and talk about Planet One. Are you sure Walter is the representative? I want to reach out to him.
I mean, I just heard rumors.
Okay.
So I can't really confirm or deny whether he is, but I just heard rumors, just like you are indicating. So.
Okay, then I'll reach out to Walter. Actually, let's hear you though. It's good to bring you on. But again, a lot of stuff is happening. It's always good having a conversation with you, John. I really do appreciate your input in this issue, not because you represent the AMR, but I really do. And I can announce to the country that final letters have been prepared. Maybe they were sent out this weekend, I say. And a decision will be made concerning Putu Mountain. I think something is of concern. John alluded to some of them. Some of those things is about clearing with the United States government, not to put the government of Liberia in a situation that they can handle when you talk about sanction. And this sanction thing, I say, is very, very important that the Liberian government should look at. If anybody do business with a sanction company, that company is not clear with the American government, that country or that company will be in trouble. So I think they are, speaking to all these different folks and to recommend which company, whether Planet One or AMR, to President Barker. But let's be straight. And maybe John will get mad at me. Sherry Abdallah is President Barker that we see in Liberia Pekin. He knows Sherry Abdallah very well. They have a long working history together, very long one. And I don't know. I'm just going to leave it like that. So I don't know whether the cat will eat a baby in this one. We'll go ask the cat after. But I said, though, let's hear you. John laughing. I said, let's hear you. It's good to see you. I said, it's in Liberia, by the way. Look at the cartoon and look at the pin in the house. That cannot be America. I say it's in Liberia.
He got to be in Liberia.
I'm not. Oh, John, if I'm in Liberia, you would know. I'm not in Liberia.
I'm
not. I'm in Africa, but not Liberia. So,
in Liberia, you cannot open a window. You're in Liberia.
I'm not. I'm not. So,
open the window. I said, open the window. Let's see what you have. Open the window.
Let's discuss the show.
I said, open the window.
After we discuss.
Catching small. I said, but I'm catching small. I beg you.
No, the catching is locked. I'm in Africa, but not in Liberia. If I'm in Liberia, Mr. Taylor.
Catching get locked.
Yeah, it got stuff.
I said, wait. The people tell me, they're confusing. I said, you're in Liberia. Just open the catching small.
What the man saying in Liberia now?
You are not going to tell Gregor Commons I'm in Liberia. I just told you I'm not in Liberia.
You are arrested.
I'm not in Liberia, but let's come to the issue though. And I want us to set, because I'm privileged to work within the OFAC environment, so I pretty much have an extensive knowledge of how it works. But let us set a real basis. And Mr. John, I personally, as a Liberian, want to, thank you and your company for doing the right thing. It is not easy doing the right thing, but it's always a good thing to do the right thing. The fact that you are going through all of these systematic procedures that take a lot of time, a lot of resources and energy, I think you are not doing the right thing just for you, but you are doing the right thing for our country, Liberia, for some of us who understand the implications of working with sanctioned company. I want to appreciate you for that. So let me set a basis and say what I know, because I've been trying to identify this issue. The first thing we all need to get cleared is that AMR has completed the first step of processes with the government of Liberia. That processes included applying when the government of Liberia advertised buying the assets from the company owning it now, going through all of the interviews, coming to an agreement of the government, signing an MOU that granted them the period of 3 years to make sure they can negotiate. Now, the process that is left now is one, negotiating with Superstar, coming to an agreement on how much they can pay. And the second one now will be ensuring the OFAC process can be cleared with the US government. Now, the OFAC process can be granted some exception on a case-by-case basis. That process includes very important steps, but two of the steps that must be certified is ensuring that the person giving the money to the company that is unsanctioned is a legitimate company. The US government will never approve it with any doubt of legitimacy. And the second thing is the US government knowing what exactly the other company will do with the money that they get in, because the sanction comes in for many reasons. One of those is when you are giving money to a company, something else, maybe for war or anything, and the government wants to stop it. Now, I want to be fair here. As a person, you can take your own risk. If you want to settle that debt with, say, Chinese currency, using the Chinese monetary system, you can go ahead and do it, because the OFAC places sanction on the US dollars and the usage of the US monetary customs.
Wait, you read a letter that Jay received something and you went straight. I hope you're not on a call. I hope that's not the reason you're like brought for.
Oh, no, Stanton. Stanton, because I know the process. If I say I know it, I know it.
Yeah, but John got to clarify that. And that's the reason now you just took us away from American currency. Can this happen, John? Can any company pay on a different?
I'm coming to a place that we're making impossible, but you can ask the question. You can go ahead.
Well, I want John to answer. I know you want to educate your friend John. You've been friendly for almost 15 years.
No. Mr. John is a senior. He knows way more than me. Trust me.
Yeah, but I let John answer. John, clarify this one. Can that happen?
In terms of what?
In terms of the paying in the Chinese yen or the paying in the whatever currency out there.
Yeah, it can happen.
So then there'll be no reason to go through offer, right?
Oh no, I can tell you what will happen ultimately. The Chinese company that is dealing with that sanctioned entity also gets nailed.
Oh, okay.
So, Stanton, like I said, is a cycle, and any of the cycle you cross places you on a very dangerous path of the US. So, why it is true, technically it could be possible, but it is almost impossible to do simply because there will be some form of connection cycling that you can go through. So the only thing you would do is to ensure you get the OFAC one-off approval rather, to actually make this payment. And from my own investigation and background, my background is AMR has submitted all of the duly requirement to the US government, if I'm right, through the US embassy. And I also got another hint that the other company may have tried going into that, asking the US something to put AMR back and something at all. But then the US government refused because there are system, process, and procedures you have to follow. Now, having said all of that, personally, I do think if the government of Liberia wants the Putu iron ore mine to actually get into full operational, the best decision to take is to award that contract to AMRO. Simply because Mr. John may not want to say, but I can say because I'm not getting the pay he's getting. There will be a lot of lawsuits. There will be a lot of stops. There will be a lot of international inquiry, especially from the US government, that will place any operation there on a long-term hold. So if the government will be interested in ensuring that Putu Iron Ore Mountain gets our people job, gets the country money going, AMR will be the best people to get it because they are far ahead of the process. Getting the OFAC approval is so much critical and important. That's where they are almost at the concluding stages from my own knowledge. Giving it to Planet One will take the entire process back because lawsuits will come in, court proceedings will come in, US government will come to ask questions, a lot of other things will happen. That will take you the next 5, 6, 7 years before you start anything. But I want to ask you then, Mr. Jano Stanton may have asked you the question also, but I just want to re-emphasize it. Looking at everything I've said and everything that you know, the negotiation with the government, the agreement, tell me any one reason why you would think AMR will not be the ultimate choice at the end of the day to ensure the government follows on its agreement with you and also doing everything legally. Why will you two will be any reason that will be available?
You want to know the hard truth of the matter? I can't think about any reason because we follow the legal and legitimate steps, step by step, right? As we speak, funds for operationalizing Putu is sitting in the bank, gathering dust. And all that is required is to make sure that we continuously but patiently, because it's a patient process, it's not an overnight thing, you know. Don't allow yourself to fall victim to what I call the HEP syndrome: haste, expediency, and pressure. Oh, that may think they think go, and then you find out that you miss one of the steps, and then you have another problem. Right?
Then, John, let me say something. It's good to welcome the former youth and sport minister, Dizo Gawison. It's good to have you. Let's give St. Jerry. I'm going to make some adjustment. I'll pick up my grandson later on. Listen, let's just be fair, guys. I hope you can see this, but I will read it. I'm trying to zoom in. I will put this in the chat room, asking for you guys to see. Respond to requests for timeline and clarification on the change of control process for the Putu project, sale and purchase agreement, as well as OFA process. So I think they have started the whole OFA process. And this letter, I read through the letter, is even more that what I'm saying is that you guys are way behind. So let me read this though. Let me read it as it. And it's good to have BS Davis here. I put it in the chat room as a check and see whether you got that already. We refer to your communication dated 7 April 2026, requesting an update on the timeline for the various procedure relating to the sale and purchase agreement with Silver Star for the Putu project. We wish to inform you that Planet One initiated discussion with the seller in early 2025 and has since held serious meeting and negotiation to advance and finalize the terms, sales, and purchase agreement. As indicated in our previous correspondence, bearing reference number blank, 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 dated March 26, 2026, the purchaser has engaged Silver Star International, recognized law firm, including Stevenson Hillwood, that's from Europe, BLC Raw, and Associate from UK, Shadu Amashu, some kind of name from India, Heron BVR, and of the transaction, particular with respect to international sanction compliance end OFAC's process. 4 international law firms, including Liberia, they have engaged. John, I really want you, we're going to give you time. I'm going to make some adjustment here for us to explain this. The third paragraph is important. We are pleased to inform you that the sale and purchase agreement with Silver Star has been finalized. Jacob. Let me repeat, third paragraph. We are pleased to inform you that the sale, they are informing the Minister now of Mines and Energy that the sale and purchase agreement with Silver Star has been finalized. The agreement is expected to be formally executed within 10 business days as of April 7th. All right? Following the issuance of change of control approval by the government of Liberia. Following the execution of the sale purchase agreement, the purchaser will immediately initiate the necessary compliance procedure with the Office of Foreign Asset Control, OFAC, of the United States Department of Treasury, right? It's saying this process, okay, this process is expected to take no more than 6 months from the date of execution of the SPA, and this is clearly mentioned in the SPA. We fully understand the government objective to conclude the acquisition process PUTU project within a reasonable and defined time frame. Planet One remain fully. I gotta go to the next page. Let me pause here and let me share this with you guys for you to see. This is Stephanie. It's done, John. Let's hear you.
So stand up before Mr. Davis answer, because I want to ask a question in that. Since I was on the floor, I don't know if I can.
I beg you know that new information coming up now. Let's give it to John. He's here for DMR.
It's not really new information. That information was also part of it, was also inclusive in the information that you provided last week. It's not really, it's very not new information. But I think issues there.
No, it's new information for the show. I didn't read this last week. I didn't read it. Okay, I just read it to you now. So where are we here now? The people said 10 days ago, the thing is finalized. What say you?
First of all, issue number 1, the OFAC process takes minimum 6 months to 1 year. We way ahead of them on the OFAC process. Until the US government concludes with us, you cannot have 2 transaction codes for the same transaction. That's not how the OFAC process works. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, what is being referred to in that communication, I believe, is based on the communication that was shared again last week, which was a process that was outside the IMCC process. And that is a red flag and a red herring. So in essence, they were negotiating, and I'm just going on the basis of the letters that they've indicated. They were negotiating, and they are telling us they concluded even before the commence on an offer process. Well, they will have to explain that to the U.S. authorities, and I'm not with them on that. That's number 2. Number three, we went along squarely with the processes and procedures laid down by the government of Liberia. We could not have talked to Silverstar until that process was completed. The IMCC process was completed, a notice of award given, a memorandum of agreement signed before we even
let's bring the guys in. John, this is no secret. It's open. People said the finalize this thing, they're not going to offer. It will take 60 days to operate, and they're going to they finalize with Silverstar. John,
so stand up. So now I have a question for you.
So the last point I want to make is that 10 days to complete this process is totally unrealistic, and it's just a matter of impression. I mean, that's my honest opinion. I may be selfish and biased on that, but that's based on my own experience. That's what it is.
Yeah, Jacob, can I just end? Since I was on the floor, I asked one question. I want to ask a second question. I know my senior brother Jeru cannot wait to fire, but let me just end quickly. Stanton, again, I want to say I'm privileged to be within that environment of OFAC because I deal with this almost every day. And I'm sorry. To go to OFAC, say you want an approval for an entity that is sanctioned, and go there with the idea that you will get it within 6 months. I wish you all the success. I wish you God's blessing, and I bring Holy Spirit on your back to carry you on. It is almost impossible, my brother. But that is not the issue, Stanton. What I want us to make our people understand is this. You see, number one, it comes before number two.
Let's do that. Yeah, as I beg you. The people named 4 international big law firms from India, from UK, Africa, and yeah, in the state. They name a big law firm that is showing them.
Naming big law firm also?
No,
naming
no,
big law firm doesn't mean anything.
No, John B.S. David, I'm saying that, my brother.
I mean, honestly, you think that the lawyer will take in the wrong OFAC process? We also chose Washington, D.C.
I want to remind Isaac. Isaac said something. Isaac said, because the Isaac area, he worked there. He's saying it seemed to be impossible. But the people, what I'm saying here, John, that they have guarantee from those law firms that it can be done in 60 days. That's what I'm saying.
Six months.
OFAC process takes 60 days.
6 months, sorry, 6 months.
I mean, I'm putting my 23 and a half years of banking experience with international banking on it. No OFAC process takes 60 days.
But it's 6 months to 1 year. You said it, John.
Yes. So why would 60 days come from? It's not possible.
No, it says 6 months.
That's the point I believe Isaac is trying to make.
So, but stand on.
Let go. I gotta
stand on.
Yeah,
but stand on. Let me just end my question now. If I end my point, then we'll go on. Stand on. What I'm saying, stand on. You know, God in heaven can move mountains. You know, God is great. He can move mountains. I'm not closing the door with a lock that you can't get. I'm only usually they will say between 60 days or six months to 1 year. They will always say it, but I'm only telling you. You know, if you are a mechanic, someone brought their car to you. As soon as the person tell you the problem, you know exactly how long it will take. Someone who is not a mechanic may say it will take one hour, but you know your problem. You know 1 hour cannot make it. You know, but again, let's leave it. What I just wanted to bring up quickly before I end, very quickly, Stanton. I was saying. Number 1 comes before number 2, before number 3. You cannot just jump up and go to number 3. You have to pass through number 1. What is number 1 in this process? Number 1 in this process is to ensure you first get the government of Liberia approval to go to number 2. The number 2 now is negotiating with Silver Star. But you cannot go negotiate with Silver Star if you have not already done number 1. And I am telling you, AM Arrow have gone through number 1, they faced number 2, and they are now in the process of number 3, which is OFAC. The OFAC process now is the one that gives you the clearance to go ahead and make your payment so that the assets can be fully now turned over to you. It is impossible in my mind, Stanton, for you not to first go through the government of Liberia process, ensuring the government wants to know how capable you are. They have to determine that. After all of that process, then you and they will agree, say, you know what, my man, you want the right, go and negotiate with the people. If you cannot come up with an agreement in 3 years, then we will start looking for someone else. But before we start looking for anybody else, your 3 years must elapse. And I am saying, if the government wants the Putu Mountain operation to commence as early as possible, there is one route. In my mind, it's just an advice, a friendly advice. That route is going through the right and the legal process because, my brother, dealing with a sanctioned entity is no rush issue. I
say you're right, but we got to understand that. Let me say this quickly. You know, we're bringing the former minister of this organization on to talk about youth and sport and the LFA election are coming up. But we all of time, and I don't want to waste your time, Chief. I beg, can you consider, come join us tomorrow. Let's talk about LFA. We can make you our first guest on the first segment before we go into other national issues. We apologize that we had to, that John B.S. Davis carrying us around like crazy on this thing. And I asked him to leave. He's saying no, he can't leave. I texted him 3 times and saying he can't leave. But these are bad people, man. Can you join us tomorrow, please? Let's have a full 2 hours conversation.
No problem, no problem. I said, and John, how you doing, my man? It's been a long time.
I'm good.
Well, you guys
Hello?
How are you,
together.
you all right? Long
You're
time.
from Buchanan.
I'm all right. What you say, stand up?
You're from Buchanan together. You know each other.
We know each other, but some people. I see my friend Gibson Jero. Gibson, how you doing, bro?
Gibson,
You all right?
Oh, but Chief, I'm not your friend anymore. How you will call Gibson before me
My
now?
man, wait now. Your faithful bread, you bleaching now. I say all of the cool in
No,
America.
Gibson, I see your brother, so no problem. But if you were to call
Listen,
Jacob's gonna
I say
before me, then
faithful
I
bread, you. I say faithful bread, you. All right, Satan, thank you, man. No problem. I've been enjoying the conversation. I'll be on tomorrow. And I apologize to all those who were waiting to hear from me. Definitely tomorrow you hear from me. But tomorrow morning I'll be on Intel Sports and discussing the same issue. So I look forward to being on the show tomorrow. Thank you so much.
I'll be monitoring tomorrow, Gizo.
Yeah. Okay. And then after you made some great point, and then John also. So just digesting this whole matter right now. I mean, I don't see why. I don't know who needs to make some decision here. I don't see why there is any credible basis at this point, for example, for maybe this company called Planet One to be proceeding and like jumping to the next stage of offer process when the government of Liberia has already made a decision through the interministerial committee, the IMCC, issue award letters and all of that to AMR. So on what basis now is Planet One going to offer and trying to make an appeal to settle a deal with Seven Star? I don't see the credible basis upon which they're moving forward. So it looks so fishy to me in all respect. So I don't know whether that comes to your mind.
Before John come in, right? I think I'm not too happy with John. I'm trying to upload one letter here. And Gibson, you will speak to this too. Gibson, John won't fight, but he won't go in the fighting with clean clothes and say, don't dirty my West shirt. Gibson, you understand what I'm saying? The man want to fight, and some mother rainwater all around. But the man go into the fighting and say, don't dirty my West shirt. So either you don't get in the fight, or you get in the fight and you fight and forget what your shirt been white. I'm going to put this up. And John, I'd rather pray to God that Liberia own this thing. But
I'll fight properly and I will fight appropriately.
You hear that, Gibson? Gibson? Do they have appropriate
processes for that fight?
Yeah. Gibson, you listen to John? Do they have appropriate fighting? Go, John, I don't think for Nuku Town. They might come to put paper in your eye, can't scratch you.
Nuku Town. Now where I live.
Do they
have D2 school?
No, my man, I beg you back. Let me put it to you. You were quite appropriate. I beg you appropriate way. But look at this, right? This is very important. These are the three companies that was awarded, right? AMR, which is Africa Metallic Resources, JSW Group, and Planet One Group, right? I better find the other letter is that the IMCC now, I'm hearing that they have decided to work with Planet One, John. Let me read this quickly.
I don't know that, Stanton.
Yeah, but I will share something with you, John. These firms were selected based on their demonstrated technical and financial capability to undertake large-scale mining operation in Liberia. We know that. The framework defined the evaluation methodologies, key criteria, sovereign metrics, mechanism to gather IMCC technical committee in determining and response and technical components compliant proposal. It's good to look at this thing, but I want to get my hand on the next letter. I think I put the wrong one out, but just to show these are the three companies that were selected, recommended to say these guys able to do the work, gives it. But what I'm looking for is a letter saying IMCC is reconsidering, or they have reconsidered to bring in Planet One. And I'm still asking John, what are you hearing? Are you talking to RMCC? Are they replying to your phone calls, your text messages? Are you talking to Silver Star? What Silver Star say? And John say he will fight professionally. So John, can you help us while I try to find this?
I don't know any other way to fight though. All in the fight properly. And the proper way to fight is to follow the processes, including all the other aspects for dispute resolution in it that are required. That's the way to fight. We can't do it the way that on Yucatan Beach, behind D2 school.
The IMCC found, the IMCC said, since AMR and John and Gibson that you are coming to, since AMR received the award notification, they have demonstrated no showing as to how long they're going to start the process to pay Silver Star out and how many days, weeks, or months they will start operation. They have demonstrated nothing like that since December to today. No, let me tell you now. I beg you, let me explain it now. Hey, Chief John.
No, I explain that one. Stanton. Do you know what a due diligence process for a mining concession look like?
John, so if you come on the show and I talk, you will not get the story that you want to get, John. We are in the middle.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, Jacob? We're hearing from so and we're hearing from so. I'm like the gossip king. I hear from both of you guys. I'm telling you what the IMCC is saying. Don't put it on me. Take the information I'm giving you and go back to IMCC. They are Planet One. They say you've been too slow. They say you might burn you. You are weak. You can't walk. You're full cripple. They put you out to walk. You say that you won't crawl. To be frank, Jacob, that's what they are saying. You don't want to walk. The company got the company.
They're not saying it to you. They're not saying it to us.
Okay, go ahead. Jay, Gibson, they got it from the good time. They say they win you. You're not walking no more. And they put children that can walk, and you're not walking. So go ahead, my man.
I actually want to ask John. John, you were here the other day. I wasn't here, and there was a lengthy discussion. I just want to ask a few questions, maybe a couple of questions. I know you are not a public relation, but are you authorized to do the public relation for this bidding process?
I'm the spokesman for AMR Koringe.
But are you the one doing the public relation for this process? You can be spokesman, but you're not still a public relation person.
Well, I mean, to use your terminology, right? I think I'm part of the public relation framework. But in terms of the spokesman on Spoon or in terms of the local media, I'm the one. In my capacity as the executive director of the advisory group.
The reason I'm asking, the last time you came here, there were several questions that were asked, but you did not answer them, including money you offered to Silver Star, your project amount, all the stuff. You didn't answer some of these questions. So what kind of battle are you fighting? Are you fighting because you're already at the losing end, or are you fighting because you don't want to go to the losing end?
Questions that I didn't answer in terms of the negotiations and amounts with Silver Star were questions that were still work in process. And I will not go ahead of myself or ahead of my team and then make comments on those questions in terms of things that have not yet been concluded. So that's the reason I didn't answer them. With regards to your question about losing battle, no, we don't fight losing battle.
Where are you right now? I want you to tell the Liberian people, where do you find your company right now? Are you at the losing end, or you don't want to get to the losing end?
There is nothing called losing end as far as this exercise is concerned. Number one, we have a binding agreement with the government of Liberia, and we are respecting that agreement. Number two, that agreement calls for a number of activities, some of which are work in process, and we'll continue to do that until we get to the logical end. So there's nothing called losing end or winning end. At the end of the day, Go ahead.
Go ahead, bossman. Go ahead.
No, I think you want to ask another question. So let me
Yeah.
No,
Ask the question. I mean, you actually answered my question, so I just wanted to go to the next stage. Do you think Planet One is deceiving the Liberian public?
It's not for me to say. What I would say is what I know.
Why wouldn't you?
What I know is in regards to AMR.
No. But the reason I'm asking the question, I'm sorry, I need stand up try to ask the question too. For me, this whole case is my interest because in my area where I come from, it's very, very important to me. So if I understand that the government gave you the award, right? Award notification, and Stanton was just saying that since then the government is claiming that you have not made any move. My problem is you discounted that these 4 law groups that are working with Planet One. It doesn't matter. Do you think these lawyers might be deceiving Liberia?
Those choice of words I would not use, but the same way 4 law groups working with them, that's the same way 2 law groups working with me in Washington, D.C., okay? So the issue is not about law groups. The issue is the process.
Groups are working with you guys. Who are the legal? What's your legal team name?
What?
Who your legal team? Which one of the legal firm representing you guys around the world? How many groups do you have?
The legal team representing us?
Yes.
We have a legal team here in Liberia and a legal team in Washington, D.C. I can get the names for you.
Do you know the name now? Can you give us a name now?
No, I don't want to guess with regards to that. I'd rather, get the names for you.
That's the problem I get with you, my man. But you always talk about when you come back. Listen, the people say they get 10 days to start operation. Then you say you gotta go come back again. You say you the spokesman. You should know the team on your finger step. Who the legal team you get in America and in Africa? Who? Remember that secret team here with John?
I will give you that information. I will give you that information in due course. So when I came here tonight, the issue, listen. When I came tonight, the issue was not who the legal team was, who the legal team wasn't. The issue tonight was the processes, where we are with regards to the processes.
John. Yeah. The people coming up and say they got 4 lawyers, big time international law firm. You said it would be hard to do this on a 6 month. I said those that work in that department, all he left. And to tell you the truth, not because he here.
No, it's not about the work, please. I don't bring the work, it's just as it goes. Don't put the work.
I said, let me talk. The
man for a reason, for a reason, just say as it goes. Don't put the work.
I said the man work in that department, all he left, right? These people they're talking about big lawyer, Gibson, from India.
No, but Stanton, the OFAC person, he got nothing to do with a lawyer now. You can be lawyer, no lawyer, you just got to go through the process.
You're disrupting the show, but so you get to Liberia, you won't be disrupting us. I beg you, Chief. Let me talk my own. The people are talking about Europe, they're talking about India, they're talking about Africa. Look at they say UK. The people coming with all these things, right? To show that they are negotiating seriously and they are talking to people. I just ask you, Sherry Abdallah, get name. Can you give us the only 2 law firms your girl and know them too? And maybe we can reach out to them, we can ask them questions. That I'm going to take this week to ask this law firm that question, what they know about Planet One. Can you do the same thing to all John? Who your lawyer, then who the law firm you get in America yet?
I don't think the issue is whether somebody gets 4 law firms and whether I can match them with 4 law firms or 5 law firms. That should not be the issue. The issue is the processes leading to conclusion of the negotiations with regards to this particular asset. That is where the issue is supposed to be.
Well, that's
immaterial in terms of who you get as a law firm. We can do all of that boasting. It doesn't address the issue.
You crew bastard, man. You never been to the Senate bush or the Port of Bush or what bush it is. But you act like you pay man I've been to the Senate bush. But man, I confuse about you myself and say we can talk. That secret part we in here. Why don't I leave you alone? You find yeah.
No, but Stanton, let's see that a law firm competition. Okay, so the poker get
you can law firm. It does not mean before you get all your law.
The reason I asked a law firm question.
No, you can go to the court representing yourself and still win a case. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah, but here is the problem here.
That is
Here is the problem for which I asked a question. When I started,
it's a good question, my brother, but law firm
asking whether you was authorized public relation person for this process. He said he's serving in both capacity. And as a public relation person, and the people mentioned in their letter that they are going to be commencing in 10 days. They have 6 months to complete the process or to commence the process. And Stanton said, but they are dealing with full law and say it doesn't matter. So my concern is, are these lawyers who are named in this document plus Planet One, are they, from your perspective, do you think they are not doing justice or they are not telling the Liberian people the truth about their capacity, their truancy, and their way forward to proceed with the project on a clean slate? That's why I asked the question. And you say you have 2 lawyers you are dealing with from America. So will these lawyers might be misleading Liberian people? That's why I'm asking the question. It's not the competition of the lawyers. But if we have lawyers on these
to the government, right?
These transactions can never be concluded without the participation of international lawyers. That is a clear given. So, part of our process has initiated, not here in Liberia, just exclusively. We obviously have international lawyers associated with it. Now, I note that that you want information.
Oh, John, you have an internet problem?
Hello?
But what wrong with John? John, are you there?
Can you hear me?
But yeah, John, but you're taking a call. Be careful though.
The man Ben Claire on the Gibson Jew, they Gibson Jew, man, I gotta look at him. How you look at him?
No, but the question was addressed to me. I'm not sure.
Go. Let me ask you a quick question though.
When is the
last time you spoke to Silver Star? John.
The process, the speaking to Silver Star is an ongoing process. So it's
not
a matter of last time. Our representative spoke to Silver Star as late as about 3 days ago.
Okay. By letter?
From information available to me.
Yeah, John, by letters?
So our representative, not me as an individual. I don't speak to Silver Star individually.
Hey, John, I beg you, man. I did the thing with you for me.
There's division of labor in our group. There are people with the responsibility to feedback.
You see, they say now you ask the man whether he's the PR man. Because the thing is that, man, John, if you're doing this thing, I know you are the executive and you get people, you get layers. But once you come on Spoon Talk, you should be well informed. We're not going to look for your PR director. We're talking to you. When was the last time? And how was that correspondent? Did they reply you guys by mail? Did you guys send mail to them? What you guys talk about? That's what we're asking you. We got Planet One saying that they not finalize the thing. They go in 10 days, they will start operation. I'm giving you this thing as to what
Planet One can say anything they want to say. That's their prerogative. Planet One can say anything they want to say. That's their prerogative. We will continue to focus on our own initiative and discussions consistent with the agreement we signed with Sylvester. I don't worry about what Planet One say.
But Stanton, everything you have said, we have been talking about Planet One is what Planet One say. The government,
you are providing information that will confuse the public.
Planet One is a bidder. Planet One is one of the 3 institutions that were funded in
But
the
we all know that now. We all know that.
No, but the problem is you can't say because Planet One says so you're not credible. Because Planet One will not risk the concession agreement.
I'm saying everything.
Have any memorandum agreement with the government? I'm not aware
No,
of that.
the question that Stanton asked, I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to the
Mr. Gibson, let me ask you one question quickly, please. So, at the end of the day, you should know the company. No, I want to ask you something quick. The company that will end up buying the asset got some money to pay to the government. After the government have already negotiated and agreed with AMR, do you think the government will then go ahead and take money from Planet One to pay certain taxes?
I understand all of that, but yes, the government's concern. Isaac, your concern, my concern are almost the same. But here is where I'm coming from.
The government has the asset. They're telling us we have given Planet One the opportunity to.
No, Jacob, you're missing my point. My point is, and I want for John to answer because John might be able to answer this. Start to ask the question first, and we just brush over it. These are important questions. This concession agreement we're talking about here is almost like seven-star stuff. Seven-star concession agreement. I can put it in that form. Now, the government says they gave you the notification that you are being awarded this contract. How much have you offered to pay seven-star off this project? Because you need to pay some money. You need to act. How much money did you put forward? Did Seven-Star agree? Did Seven-Star say yes, no? Or did the government say, no, we can't let you do this? What did you put forward? He doesn't hear me.
Well, no, I think the main internet giving problem or Gibson, whatever you brought on the show that making the main internet, we don't know. But just to quickly say something, the negotiation now is a work-in process, and the agreement as to how much Seven-Star will accept for their entire assets and their entire concession is the one that will be finalized in due course. I'm very doubtful that Mr. John today or even Planet One can tell you we will pay Seven-Star 10 million, 20 million, 40 million. No, that is the negotiation process that is taking place. And negotiation like this, my brother, don't just happen in 1 month, 2 months, because there are a lot of things. Asset valuation, you have to look at better other things before you come up with a proposal. And then other people will do counter proposal. You will go with counter before agreement will come up. I doubt that anybody, if Planet One tells you today they agree to pay 10 million, I'm sorry, it can be truth. And you were asking questions about lawyers. They can even bring 50 billion lawyers together. It ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. If you went to court and one person got 10 lawyers, you got one lawyer, you could win a case. It doesn't mean because they may get 10 lawyers, so he is bound to win. No, nobody cares about the loyalty in this, the process. And I'm going to say the negotiation is a step-by-step process that cannot be concluded now for which you get a figure. I don't believe so. Unless you can tell me wrong. That's just on my knowledge.
Isaac, let me start from the lawyer thing.
Well, since you're interested
in I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
Overseas lawyers, let me give you one of them.
Mr. Davis,
I mean, my question was not. Since you're interested in my overseas lawyer, let me give you one of them.
Mr. Davis, you hearing me?
Hello?
Yeah, but
are you hearing me?
Mr. Davis is making a point.
The question regards to a law firm.
Okay, so here is what I want you to answer.
So I will give you the
I'm not asking you
about UK lawyers.
I'm not. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to give the name of the UK of the lawyers in the UK.
Yeah.
Law practice.
Take your pen and paper and start writing a lawyer than me now because you say you would have a lawyer than me.
Okay. So I'm giving you the name of our London lawyers. Tombofa Law Practice. They're based in London, the UK. TOMBOFA.
Oh, father, the man gave out the law firm name.
I thought you said that.
Start on leave the phone small. You want the phone
you get William.
Start on talk to us.
Mr. Davis.
Yes, sir.
John, you get William.
Yes, sir. You know what made Donald Trump successful? Donald Trump he's street smart as well. You can bring professionalism, executive, and brings a little bit of street. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, they might give me all the lawyer number. Let me take my pen now and let me get the law frame. I will reach out to them. I don't know. Whosoever texting you, they give you the right advice, my friend. Go ahead. The first law frame.
You want?
No, I will give you one.
I got it on Bufa, yeah. Yeah, I know that on Bufa. I already checked it.
Okay, law practice. London,
which country?
UK.
Oh, UK.
London.
Okay.
London. UK.
What's the next one?
So I will get it. The US one shortly. I haven't gotten it yet.
But why they told you? Some Buddha know that an African small law friend in the corner that
You know that want people there. You and your guy shares. When I get you change and do you talk about you talk about it. I see my comment when you say the African people.
Yes. And Nigerian law firm, Tom Bufa.
Wait. Listen. Me, Dama, let me adjust this. We are talking about Google law firm. They got Shaman School, Javago. They might bring in Tom Bufa all the way from where that's Zimbabwe. We are talking about the law firm name when you yell at me, because you know when OFA, the Treasury Department, hear these people name, they scared.
I beg you,
wait, bro. The men bringing Tom Bufa. They say, well, which country? They where that's Zimbabwe. That was Tom Bufa.
No, London. Zimbabwe where? France, London.
I'm not messing with you, man. I swear you're scared to get the law firm name. Second name. I know the second name will be Ogadini. Go ahead, give us the second name.
Anything you law firm, you.
Second name.
The next one will be law firm.
No, as lawyer then I see the pictures.
Okay, but the second name will be Oganini from all the way Igbo State.
I see the Tambufa lawyers.
Oh, but I told you that Tambufa, I told you. These are African law firms. No, I'm not going to describe them. They are sharp, though. They are sharp. Let me put it up.
But put it up. Let people see them.
Oh man, you know what, John? I beg you, don't give me the other name.
You can't pull it up. Let it be.
John, I beg you. You know, for me, I just surrounded that. I surrounded anything. Don't give me the other name. Yeah, because if you give me the other name, right, the people will see that other name would be the same thing. Because anyway, let's see the one quickly. This is the Dombuva. And tomorrow I'm going to put the Planet One lawyer there up too. I mean, this thing.
I want to be on the show tomorrow.
I think Planet One acting out politicians. Why can only carry BB card for the but still post B card? They say, oh, that's for the net. That will be for. But they will carry BB card out. It should be the right thing.
The lawyers, these are the Dombuva lawyers.
These are pretty young lawyers.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their history. The Tombufa lady here, she does not have even 10 years of practice. Let me just give you her to do.
No, hold on. Don't do that. Her name is Eva Ashimi Tombufa. The other person's name is Elena Abanova. We get Fatumata Daria. Daria. No, don't let me put it.
Very competent people.
Daria. Yeah. We got Favor Deborah Asitia. We have what's the name here? Taraweh Olaladi Nigerian. We are Chinindu, Okia Chinindu, and we have Odi. So you got almost 4 or 5 Nigerian. Okay, but man, listen. When you call it Israel, I knew where they were from, and you know. But again, want to say it's been a great show. We'll continue our Putu Martin discussion. I mean, everything we say here, we're just joking. We're playing live, but I know you guys are fighting, John. You know it's nothing serious. We got no fish to fry in this oil. We just got to tell the Liberian people the truth. What I'm afraid of is what we are facing with today with B Mountain. Yeah. And I like the fact that Damo will be going back to B Mountain, that we can sit down and talk about issue concerning B Mountain. It's a very, very serious conversation. Our country is in the ICU with all these concessions. They don't care about Liberians. They care less. So if we give this, what do we give it to a Liberian? No, let me ask you. Do we have any Liberian-owned mining concession company that you know of? I don't know any. Do we have any? Diamond, do we have any? What are in diamond, in gold? No, we got Costa. Costa money. Costa concession, right?
No,
whether it's class A, class B, or class C. So these big multinational companies are class A mining companies. We have Liberians in class.
I understand, but I say
I think your investment should be around more than 10 million to go to concession, something like that. He said if there's a price tag you have to have, and maybe Costa get it 10 million. I don't know, but I don't think it's 10 million. I think it has to be just 10 million or something.
Maybe a class C or I have class B, maybe.
Class something, maybe you just go to Ministry of Land and Mining.
No, but whatever lesson he has, I'm rooting for him though. I wish one day you get, something big and be very successful. I'm rooting for him, keeping him my press.
You talking about
no, we need to see a Liberian video here. I mean,
Liberian that has an opportunity to develop
let me say this. I'm going to, by God's will, we pray. I like what Costa doing, and I will say this: everybody should support him. He's doing exceptionally well in our area. He will do better, though it's hard. It's not easy, it's rough, but I believe that we all should rally around him. He will be a successful businessman. I talk to Costa all the time.
Certainly.
Yeah, and given the time, I believe that that's what to look at. And Costa have the experience now in that area, and you will make things happen. Anybody touch Costa, they touch me, and I can guarantee you we got to support his effort. Forget politics, put it behind you, but we have to. And again, I appreciate what he's doing. I want to say thanks to all of you. Damo, thank you for holding it down. John BSD, as always, you're welcome, man. We just love to have fun with you. I wish AMR all the best.
Can we have a final comment during our 10 seconds?
No, Jacob, you don't have to ask. I'm coming to you. You can speak, Jacob. But we got to give John the chance to close first.
Okay, sure.
John?
I believe we are at a crossroads in our whole mining history. And if we want to see retention of cash flows from our assets benefiting our economy, if we want to see the kind of jobs in terms of Liberians in top management in the mining sector, if we really want to see a middle income economy, it is important that some of the last remaining mining concessions in our country are placed in Liberian hands. We know that as Liberians, there will always be the criticism of whether you have the capacity or whether you have the wherewithal and the vision to be able to pull it off. But one thing I can tell you, with our group, we have put together, in the case of Putu, the financial partnership, the right financial partnership. We have put together the right technical partnership. We have put together the sequence phase approach with value addition at the forefront to ensure that not only is Putu up and running, but also cash flows, business incubation, share partnership empowerment of low cost. All of that is part of our process, and this is why we are unrelenting in making sure that we assert the rights of our company to be able to make Putu as a complete exception to what we have currently. We hope and pray that this process will end very fast, and we'll have the support of all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jacob, your parting comments, please.
Yeah, my party comment is to say that for me, naturally speaking, I'm always going to go for it for Liberian increase Liberian participation in the economy, and not only any part of the economy, but in our mining and mineral sector. It is so important to me, and I think I am rooting for AMR on this. This venture has all of my support, a Liberian company moving forward. Now, we've been talking about some of the failures and the resource curse that we have suffered as a country in the mining sector. Now, with AMR coming and everything John has talked about, including his team, you can see that this is a radical break from the old way of doing mineral development that has benefited this country very little, or in other cases, has benefited the country much. So it is a new model, it is a new effort, and I think that effort led by AMR is going to be a game changer in the sector. It's going to be like the new poster charges that people now can turn to and say, look, we thought concession mining development doesn't work for our people. Now this one works. And then that AMR can now be the new model to say we can now begin to change and develop mining assets in the way that AMR is doing it. So I think the president was very clear about this. Joe Walker, he talked about this many times during the campaign, increased Liberian participation, Liberian dominating and playing creative role in development of our assets. So I think it's time now for his administration to walk that talk and begin to support a Liberian company that has gone through the process legally without any favor, as we saw all the documents. No special favor, went through the process, and is to this level. I think they need all the support they need from the government and everyone required to get this thing over the line and get put to operational. Thank you, Damo.
Thank you, Jacob. Isaac, after you then, Mr. Jerry. Your parting comments?
So we have had multiple concessions in Liberia, all of which have gone to foreign firms. Despite that, though, we have consistently cried that these concessionaires have not been living up to their promise. I will see no reason why we cannot bring in a firm incorporated right here. If you were to go to Nigeria, I don't know how you call this guy name, Dankoti, whatever he names it. He's a billionaire. He's right there in Nigeria. Why is it that we cannot even have one billionaire? We do have the mineral capacity. Now that you have Liberians living up to that standard, people of equal qualification, I will see no reason why Liberians, be it from the interior to the urban or rural places, will not support such people. I know Gibson will, I know all of us will. And it is not just supporting, they are doing the right thing. We all want to see things that are done rightly. Why shouldn't we support that? I will end up saying again, the government of Liberia is in a better position, a very stronger position, if they were to follow up with their agreements with AMR. Based on what I know, any other thing outside of that agreement will put the operation at the Putu in a very long term. You will not have any operation. There will be legal here and there. There will be inquiries. And at the end of the day, what you should have picked up in a short time will be pushed to a very long time. And a lot of social risk. You can see a lot of things because we are not just talking about Putu, but it includes working with a sanctioned entity. You want to walk a chalk line. I want to call on the government of Liberia to do the right thing. The right thing is ensuring you follow up with your agreement and those that are following the processes to ensure that both this country and the company are all on the safe side. So my people, for me, I will always turn off that.
Thank you, Mr. Doe. Mr. Jerry, your parting comments?
Okay. I'd see that even in the comment section, people still tend to misunderstand my question about lawyers. And I'd like to state again, it is important for us to accentuate whether the lawyers that were mentioned by Planet One are deceiving Liberia. It's not about whether they have 5 lawyers and 20 lawyers. The question was about whether these people with Planet One saying that these people have been consulted
and the project is going to be in 10 days and has 6 months to begin the process, to begin the mining process. I mean, I'm wondering if all of these lawyers are on this people list, will all of them be deceiving Liberia? That was the question. The question is now how many lawyers you have, and whether you got 10 lawyers and the other person has 1 lawyer. That was the question. But people tend to misunderstand or choose to misunderstand people's question just because they want to cherry pick their answer. Listen, I am one person who believes in empowering people, especially Liberians. And people can take a note of this. If you went to my station or my other businesses, you realize that we empower people who do not even have sufficient experience. We train them. We make sure we give an opportunity. I believe in the Liberian spirit. My problem with the Liberian spirit is if you don't have the capacity and they gave you the job, it is like the job is not going to be done well. This is why I always espouse to Liberian companies that are not experienced to partner with companies that are experienced. The government can do that. The government can split the concessionaire. They can split it in percentage level. We gave two companies the concessionaire. This is a Liberian company. We want to make sure our company are participating in this process. Therefore, we give them 20% of the project, and these other people get 80% of the project, and they work together. And then the Liberian company can learn. The question that Stanton asks is very, very pivotal. The government says, since they gave a notification of award, AMR has not made any move that would suggest that they are ready to move forward.
No, the government never said that. The government has never said that.
Jacob, please allow Mr. Jerry to end. We close.
Well, when Stanton was saying that, you didn't say anything on this Stanton left. So I'm quoting Stanton at this point. So you can wait for Stanton tomorrow.
I just spoke with the whole file the thing. And that pass over.
Yeah, gentlemen, we have to leave, please. Mr. Jerry, just make your point so that we go.
In addition to that, let's say this brother is not a PR person. I don't know the battle he's fighting. What kind of battle is that? If he's a PR, I know he's fighting a battle that I will clearly identify. But this battle he's fighting, I don't know where he's going with it. Is he appealing to the government conscience? Is he trying to appeal to the public conscience? Is he fighting a legal battle? Is he challenging the decision of the government? I don't even know what kind of battle he's fighting. That's why I'm asking, are you a PR authorized person? Because if you're a PR authorized person, you will have answer to some of these questions. You'll be able to say, hey, look, the people say we should pay 7-star. We already have money. We got $50 million. We are offering them $50 million. They asked for 40. We say we're going to get them 45 just to expedite the process. And we agree with them that we'll get 35. Those are answers you need to
fair, he said all of that.
If you want to do that the next day, they will dismiss you. You can't do that in negotiation.
Okay, so the public can know that the man did not say that because I'm coming now. Isaac, when you were speaking, I was quiet. When Isaac, I followed this man since he came on for the first time, and I've been following since because this particular project is dear to my heart as well, just as all of you. Jacob claimed that the man did not say so. Isaac said when the man said that, people will be frying.
You just have to wrap up on your point because we have.
So I don't know which one is which. Jacob, the man did not say so. So I want you to provide the information that he says so. But what I'm saying is, I would like to empower Liberian companies, but I don't also want to empower Liberian companies that will not do the job well. And if they have the expertise to do the job, they should be able to get a contract. But if they don't have all the expertise, they can partner with the foreign institutions, and they can develop their capacity in the future. They can take on bigger concession agreements rather than just allowing them to do a job, especially Putu Mountain. It's very, very important to us. We don't want any novice to go there and spoil the business. We don't want anybody to go there and mess the whole place up. So we want them to do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jerry. Thank you, Jacob Jala. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Spoon Talk returns tomorrow. This has been a great edition of One-on-One with the CEO, but sadly, we do have to leave early so as to prepare for the work week. On behalf of the entire production team, you can join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. local time, and whatever time it will be at your end for those of you watching us via various online platforms. My name is Diamond Slanger, and this is how we bid you farewell from Spoon House here in Congo Town. Have for yourselves a wonderful night. Good day, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is